Back inside Gate City Bank Field at the Fargo Dome on our Farmers Union Insurance WDAY kickoff show as we close in on Youngstown State, North Dakota State on this first day of November. 4 games left to go in the regular season. The Bison currently in the driver's seat of the Missouri Valley Football Conference after last week's win at South Dakota State. Youngstown State enters with a mark of 5-3. Their signature win came a couple weeks ago when they beat Illinois State on the road. And for our viewers back in Youngstown today, this is the first time they're wearing this look with white helmets, white jerseys, and white pants. So we got our uniform talk out of the way here at 2:33. We're okay on that. Mentioned they have not beaten the Bison since 2011, lost an overtime game in 2017 when Bo Pelini was leading the Penguins. The last time they were here, though, Kyle, it's been a bit. 2022, Bo Brungard was the freshman on this Penguin team. So this is a new look for both of these teams here today.
Yeah, it's an interesting, you kind of almost forget about Youngstown State for 2 years, like you said, because they fell off the schedule for North Dakota State. I wanted to go back to that Illinois State game you brought up, Dom. Bo Brungard in that game had 328 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. I mean, he did everything in that ball game. And again, you're going to probably see a lot of that here today. He is a phenomenal player. I'm excited to see these two quarterbacks go head-to-head.
Let's go down as you see Monoman's Charlie Stock on the field to do the Kraus-Anderson coin toss.
Okay, you're going to call tails. Okay. Go ahead and flip it and let it drop to the ground. Yep. Tails it is. You want the ball, correct? Okay. Which way do you want to kick? You're going to kick in this direction, line up over here. Youngstown State won the toss, deferred their choice to the second half. North Dakota State will receive. Gentlemen, have a great game.
There's the Kraus-Anderson construction coin toss down to the sidelines for our first Peterson Farm Seed sideline report. Introduce the third member of our team, Sam Getzinger. Sam, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Dom. I was speaking with the head coaches here, or the head coach prior to the game earlier this week. He says all eyes defensively are on Bo Brungard, the quarterback for Youngstown State. Statistically, one of the best quarterbacks in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. So the message this week is the same as it was against Southern Illinois. Hit the quarterback and control the clock. And that emphasis worked really well against the Salukis a couple of weeks ago. You guys were mentioning the injuries that the defense is seeing this week as well. There's a trickle-down effect to that. Some of those players that made an impact on the special teams, now they need to step up in bigger roles on defense. And one thing you'll notice today, a lot of young guys dressed that will be forced to make that impact on special teams, which is a unit that has done really well throughout the year. I also spoke with Youngstown head coach Doug Phillips before the game. He said they need to turn this into a heavyweight matchup, but if they want to have a good game here in Fargo, they have to go the full 15 rounds.
Thanks, Sam. There's Doug Phillips in his 6th season in guiding the Penguins. Actually, his first game as head coach at Youngstown State was here in Fargo in February of 2021, a game the Bison won. Tim Polasek in the middle of his 2nd season, a mark of 22-2. He has been undefeated at home since taking over the head coaching role last season. As the Bison are off to their best start since they last won a national championship back in 2021. They won 8-0 that year. Nice crowd is filling in. Andrew Latovsko is going to put this in the air for Youngstown State. Raja Nelson back there with Jackson Williams for North Dakota State. Glad you're going to spend part of your Saturday with us as off we go with Bison football on WDAY, as this will go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And North Dakota State's top-ranked offense will go to work from its 25-yard line with this lineup up front, with Bo Johnson at left tackle, tossed it Fraley, Empey, and Josh Mangan at right tackle. We've mentioned plenty of what Cole Payton has done at quarterback. Don't look now, Barika Penn, who has 12 rushing touchdowns on the year. Keep our eyes on Raja Nelson. How many big catches did he have last week, Kyle, for first downs in the win against the Jackrabbits?
Yeah, it started right away, the very first drive of the game, and he had a big catch right over the middle. A nice throw, nice anticipation throw from Cole Payton. Him, along with Bryce Lance, and obviously the rest of his weapons have made this Bison offense really unstoppable throughout this entire season.
Go to work from the 25-yard line and look at our 1st and 10 on our First Western Bank down and distance as Peyton will keep it, trying to get to the edge. He's going to get knocked out of bounds as he gets out to about the 27. Hodge, you'll hear his name, Dane Hodge, one of their best players. We're going to highlight him as you meet the Youngstown State defense with Curry, Vaughn, and Cunningham up front, and Hodge, number 39, joined by Karsten Marshall, number 5, two guys that really stand out in the Youngstown defense. Keep an eye as well on DJ Harris, wearing number 1 for the Penguins. They officially gave 2 to Peyton. It's a 2nd down and 8 from the Bison 27. Here's Barika Penu with his first carry. Nice cut there before he's brought down. Again, that's Karsten Marshall leading the way for Youngstown State. As Penu gets out to the 31.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the stars of this Youngstown State defense early on. You already mentioned Dane Hodge. He's leading the team in tackles. Another guy to keep your eye on, number 3, Mike Wells, a guy they'll move around a ton. You'll see him play defensive end. I've saw a couple times on film where he'll start there, he'll move back to the linebacker. A lot of different formations, kind of a unique defense here for the Penguins.
Marshall is an Iowa State transfer. Hodge came in from Tulsa. Bison have been lights out on 3rd downs all season long. They've got their first one of the game here on 3rd and 4. As Peyton wants to throw. Goes over the middle. That's deflected and incomplete. Try to hit Carson Williams there. May have been deflected, and it's going to be 4th down. So the Penguins force a 3 and out.
Oh, what a start here from Doug Phillips and his defense. I mean, we just talked about how explosive this offense has been for North Dakota State. Looked like Cole Peyton was going to find some magic again here on 3rd down as we take a look at this. You're absolutely right. I think that was Mike Wells, number 3. He got up and got a piece of that. Good stop and a good start here for this Penguin defense.
It's exactly what the doctor ordered, what Youngstown State needed. Aaron Bickerton back to punt. Only punted twice last week against the Jackrabbits. Line drive kick, fair catch is signaled by Tom Zach at the 29-yard line, and that's where Youngstown State will take over on offense. And we're going to get our first look at this Penguin offense, which is led by, we mentioned, one of the most electric players in FCS football. One change at center. Matthew Keeley getting the start for Van Keen at center for the Penguins. There's Brungard, the quarterback. Gilbert, the tailback. Keep your eye on Tom Zach and Flash Wilson on the outside. 2 dynamite receivers for the Penguins. It's spotted at the 28-yard line is where Youngstown State will go to work. Brungard will throw. That one hauled in on the reception is Tom Zach, the all-time leader in Youngstown State receptions, as he gets out to the 42. For Alexander got in on the stop. You look at the Bison defense. Big deal with Jackson Dutenheffer back out there with Kopp, Staling, and Woolen, the old hard-hat said linebacker. And we just mentioned Jaquise Alexander was in on the tackle. Had a great game last week against the Jacks. That's a gain of 14 on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground here with Wilson trying to catch the edge. He does. He's able to get out of bounds out of the Bison side of the field. He's got a 1st down to the 47.
Well, he's got the nickname Flash Wilson, or Flash for first name for a reason, right? This is a guy, an all-purpose guy. He will do a little bit of everything. He has a kickoff return, touchdown on the season. Obviously a dynamite receiver as well, and someone, as you just saw there, they'll hand the ball off on jet sweeps. Someone to keep your eye on. He's got a number of weapons, does Bo Brungard.
Wilson was the Missouri Valley Football Conference Newcomer of the Week after his performance last week against Murray. Brungard will keep it himself. Found an alley there, was able to slip his way forward for about 5 where he's brought down by Keenan Wilson on the play.
Yeah, I think you're already seeing right off the bat here, Dom, the kind of the multiplicity that they have here at Youngstown State on offense. They do a ton of different things. They will mirror their run game with their play action game. Obviously get you on the edge. They're not afraid to go empty. They are going to force you defensively to be good with your eyes and be really disciplined in your run fits.
Officially, it's 3 on the run from Brungard. It's 2nd and 7. 3 minutes gone in this opening quarter. Just underway after the Bison went 3 and out on offense. Got a 3 on the play clock here. Brungard surveys, gets this out into the flat to Gilbert. Trying to get around Talon Eady. Going to be brought down by Woolen. They'll mark him down at the 43. After all that, Kyle's just 1 yard.
Yeah, it's a good job here by NDSU sitting in zone coverage, and you could see the two guys there for NDSU. Donovan Woolen coming from the inside, Taylor Eady on the outside. That's what you hear coaches talk about, keeping the cup. That's exactly what they did right there. Taylor Eady misses the tackle, but he misses it in the proper spot to give his guy the best chance.
It's already Gilbert's 34th reception of the season. That's a lot for a tailback. Here's a 3rd and 6 as the Bison crowd comes to its feet. Now there's a false start there. The Bison defensive line kept pointing at the Youngstown State O-line. Looks like the right tackle and Keenan may have moved. That's exactly the case.
Third down.
You're right, Don. I think Coach Brolisak might have talked him into that when you saw a number of D linemen point. You see Dutenheffer right there, Toby, and then he falls back and made it pretty obvious there, but NDSU defensive line all over it from the start.
Boy, that takes it out of a manageable, Kyle, of 3rd and 6 to now 3rd and 11 for the Penguins at the 48. May have forced Doug Phillips' hand as well if they didn't pick up the first down on 3rd and 6. Brungard under pressure. Woolen almost got him. There's a penalty flag, though. Looks like he may have got him by the face mask. And you can see Woolen finding out exactly what happened.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Boy, that's a huge break there, Kyle, because they were swarming.
Yeah, they had exactly what they wanted. Brought pressure from the wide side of the field. Donovan Woolen does a nice job of getting by the offensive line there for Youngstown State. They dropped the defensive end on the bottom side of the screen. Again, Grant Olson's been phenomenal dialing up these pressures. They got what they want. Unfortunately, also got the face mask.
3 receivers to the top of your screen on a new set of downs for the Penguins at the 33. Brungard flushed here. He loves to do this. Create with his legs down the sidelines, out of bounds, and a first down for the Penguins to the 22.
Oh, and this is why he's so dangerous, because you can see NDSU has a couple of guys free off the edge, and you see just a subtle little watch his step forward right there, and then he just escapes, just gets outside. I believe that's Victor Isley, 97, just gets outside the contain of the defense. And again, I said it off the top, you can see some backyard football. That's some of it right there, and he might be better than anyone at it in the country.
Now from the Bison 22. On this opening drive for the Penguins. Ethan Wright in a tailback. He gets the call here. Able to slither forward for a couple out to the 19-yard line before he's brought down by Woolen.
Well, and if they can get Wright going, if they can get some of their running backs going, Jaden Gilbert as well, I mean, that's when this offense is really dangerous. They're averaging their top rusher outside of Brungard 35 yards a game. I mean, they don't do a ton of it, but if they can just mix it in a little bit, like you talked about, Dom, they're really, those running backs are actually more dangerous as receivers.
Wilson goes in motion here on 2nd down and 6. Down to 4 on the play clock again here for Brungard. Better get it off. Did he get? No, he did not. He did not get it off in time. Or they're going to say it's a false start. Boy, it was close.
False start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's the starting left tackle, Desmiel Lehigh.
I think Lehigh's thinking the same thing. They're getting down in the play clock, and he's getting ready. He's getting antsy, ready to go. And just before the play clock ran out, you can see the obvious jump there in the second penalty.
How much indecision there as well that Brungard's changing up until the very last second.
You're right. I think he changed it twice, and he was trying to almost look like a hot rod on the outside, trying to change something with his receivers as well.
Back him up 5. It's 2nd down and 11 from the Bison 23. Brungard tries to hit this into the flat. He's got Walters there. As Tomczak makes the move, he gets all the way down inside the 12-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 11 for Alexander brought him down.
Oh, yeah, it's just simple math here. You see you got two wide receivers on the 2 defenders, and you get it to your best player, and easy pitch and catch. And this is why I think Bo Brungard, I mean, beyond just his physical abilities, he has total command of this offense. We've already seen him check multiple different times, and he got him in the right play there once again.
Impressive opening drive here for the Penguins. Now down to the Bison 11. Tomczak down to the bottom of your screen. Brungard will keep it, wrapped up almost immediately by McCaslin. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I mean, this is teach tape here from Kelton McCaslin on how you play the zone read. You see him shuffle down there, take away the dive, right? So the dive can't come off the table, and then you want to push that quarterback outside as far as you can. As if he has to cut back, that's your play to make exactly what happened there. Nice job there from 92.
No gain of the play. It's a 2nd down and 10. Halfway through this opening quarter. Gilbert the back. Brungard flushed here, just throws it away. That might be a live ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Toby Anene was there on the pressure.
Well, you're right, Dom. They didn't blow a whistle. They're going to talk about this. I mean, it's either intentional grounding or a fumble.
Right.
And I don't think he's not outside of the tackle box. Clearly, this doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. You might see a flag come out, or you might rule it a fumble.
John Shea is our official today.
There it is.
There it is.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 12. Lost it down, spot the foul. 3rd down.
Anene was coming like a freight train there, Kyle.
Yeah, once again, they dialed the pressure. And this is a note I wrote down coming into this game. Do not get into situations where NDSU can pressure you. I mean, they were doing so many different things. You see Toby Anene right there, Logan Koppa's right there. The amount of exotic pressures that they have, it's tough on an offensive line. And you see they did a ton of it last week, and they're doing it here today.
All of a sudden now it's 3rd and 27. They had it all the way to the 11-yard line. That's a huge penalty on Youngstown. Might have been some movement again. Brungard under pressure, somehow got out of it. Now he falls down at the 28-yard line. Just got back to where the ball was snapped from. Boy, that was an adventure, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, and I was going to say, Don, but that's huge there for Brungard. I know he didn't get anything out of it, but if he goes down here, they're out of field goal range, or at least it makes it obviously that much tougher. You see the balance there. Both Logan Kopp and I believe Toby Anene had a shot at him. He finds his balance and at least helps his kicker out a little bit, makes that some more manageable field goal.
Andrew Lastovska is in to attempt a field goal. The ball spotted here at about the 37. So it'll be a 47-yard attempt to try to get Youngstown on the board. Kick is up, and it is good for Lastovska from 47 yards out. And Youngstown State draws first blood. We'll take a timeout. 6:22 to go in the opening quarter. The Penguins leading it 3-0. Bison football is brought to you by Shields, a proud partner of Bison Athletics. Youngstown State, Kyle, goes 11 plays, 43 yards, but they take 7:16 off the clock in getting that 47-yard field goal.
Well, and it certainly felt like more than 43 yards.
Yes.
Didn't it? I mean, they went forward a number of times, went backwards a couple times, but either way, a good statement there from both the defense and offense to start this game.
Rajah Nelson's going to have a chance to return this from the 5-yard line. He's got some running room down the right side. Nelson, good return for the 6-year senior as he gets all the way out near to midfield to the 45-yard line. And the Bison will get some great field position out of the timeout. 6:15 to go in the first. Bison down 3-0. Bison football is brought to you by Sanford Health. We deliver exceptional health care, here for all, here for good. Sanford Health. After a 40-yard return from Rajah Nelson, the Bison get the football at the 44-yard line as Cole Payton waiting here. Got a man down the sideline, and DJ Scott couldn't come up with that. They say incomplete. He was out of bounds. Boy, Scott just got behind the defense there.
Well, it's a good thought here from Cole Payton as he scrambles again to buy time, stays behind the line of scrimmage. You can see he put a good touch on that. Yeah, you can see it looks like his foot might have came out of bounds, might have bobbled it as well. Either way, I mean, good idea there from Cole Payton. Use his legs, buying time, but unable to connect there with DJ Scott.
The first time in a long time that Payton's had back-to-back incomplete passes this season. That tells you how efficient and proficient he has been. 2nd down and 10. They'll keep it on the ground, and not much running room there. That was Marshall flying around from his linebacker spot to make the play. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 5 plays, but so far so good for this Penguin defense. I mean, they are flying around, taking away some running lanes there for Cole Payton, trying to use his legs. Now the tailback run game gets just about 1 or 2 and brings up a 3rd and long.
We'll give 2 to Scott here. So after that great field position, the Bison risking here having back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the football game. It's 3rd down and 8. Payton with time goes over the middle to Reese Kessel. Kessel hauls in another one. He gets down inside the 34-yard line and a Bison 1st down.
Well, and this is similar to what we saw last week to Rajah Nelson. You're going to see here Carson Marshall, number 5. We can't see it on this angle, but he kind of just floats it right over the top of him. And Reese Kessel does what Reese Kessel does and catches big-time plays and moves the ball downfield. It just seems like every time he touches it, it's an explosive play.
And again, his yards per reception keeps going up. That was for 21 yards to the Penguin 33 for the Fargo South kid. His younger brother Drew in attendance today. On 1st and 10, Payton down the field. He's got him again. Another reception for the big fella. That's Carson Williams as he gets down to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 12.
Well, and Ebony Curry Jr., number 90, the DN, you see him right there. He does a nice job of staying home, but he just can't contain Cole Payton. It looks like they have this in their game plan, trying to take away some of those bootlegs, trying to keep Cole Payton in the pocket as much as possible, but does a nice job of getting outside and once again finding his tight end.
Williams comes in averaging over 10 yards a reception. Just like that, the Bison went from 3rd and 8 now to a 1st and 10 at the Penguin 22. To Nelson into the flat. He'll get to the outside before he scoots out of bounds. They'll mark him out here at about the 16-yard line and pick up 6.
Well, a nice catch there from Raja Nelson, probably expecting that on his other shoulder. Just kind of spins around, snags it. Does a good job of really kind of staying ahead of the chains that you just talked about, Dom. You move the ball or move the chains on 3rd down, and now it seemed like that's what they needed. And Bison offense starting to click a little bit on this drive.
Bison are into the ready red zone here at the Youngstown 16 with a 2nd down and 4. Harris and Bryce Lance to the bottom of your screen. Little toss to DJ Scott. Boy, met him almost immediately there. Guess who? Marshall was in there on the stop for the Penguins. He's flying.
He really is, and this is something that Coach Polasek talked about. I thought first drive last week, the tailback run game was phenomenal, but have not been able to get it going so far here today. Kind of struggled with it a little bit late in that game last week in Brookings, and haven't really gotten it going yet today. Credit Carson Marshall. He's been, as you mentioned, Don, a lot of these linebackers kind of been all over the field so far for this Penguin defense.
Actually lost a yard on that toss, so it's a 3rd down and 5 from the Penguin 17. Payton wants to go to the outside. That one hauled in right at the 1st down marker by Harris. No signal yet. And now we're going to say it. That's a 1st down for North Dakota State.
Really good timing here from Cole Payton. This is a good look at him. He throws this ball right as Chris Harris is making his break. Not the biggest of windows. That ball had to be out on time, and it had to be towards the outside. That's one of those dangerous throws, right? If it's a little behind, that might be going the other way. Instead, he puts it right on the numbers. Chris Harris picks up the 1st down.
New set of downs from the Penguin 12-yard line as we click down in a quick moving opening quarter. 2:20 to go and a 3-0 score. Payton waits. Now he'll take it himself down the sideline, and he's going to scamper out of bounds. They'll mark him out right at the 5-yard line. He picked up 7.
Well, we saw it from Bo Brungard. It was just a matter of time before we saw it from Cole Payton. Similar to, again, he has multiple guys in his face, just a 2-man route. Youngstown State kind of brought the house there and got to him, but Cole Payton does a nice job of just dancing around it once again, and go figure, he gets to the outside.
And he got 7 out of that.
Every single time. Finds a way. It seems like more, I called it weaving before. He just finds a way to get to the outside, get to that sideline, and make things happen.
Penu is the tailback. He gets it here on 2nd down, goes right up the gut, tries to lean forward. They'll say down at the 1-yard line. Boy, that last second effort almost got him in.
Yeah, but he does pick up the 1st down as well, so they get it 1st and goal. This is a great individual effort from Briga Penu. Watch him just put his pads down, just keep those legs moving, kind of turns around, almost squeaks out of there for a touchdown.
From 1st and goal at the 1, Payton tries to lean in. They say no, he was down. And it'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
Yeah, we've seen this a number of times. Reminiscent of, I believe it was Indiana State, to the one where he didn't pick up on the 4th down. Just trying the quarterback sneak, trying to get to the outside there. Nice job by Youngstown State of standing up.
Saw it last week where he did that, then bounced to the outside and got into the end zone against the Jacks. 2nd down and goal to go from the 1. Payton with Penu. They'll give to Barica, leaping in. Touchdown, North Dakota State. It's lucky number 13 for Barica Penu.
Well, and a great answer by this Bison offense after what Youngstown State was able to do. And nice job at Barica Penu. I mean, all 11 guys there for Youngstown State are right up next to the line of scrimmage, understanding there's going to be a lot of foot traffic. Decides to just go up and over and gets just enough to cross the goal line.
That drive made possible by that 21-yard reception on 3rd down from Payton to Kessel that kept the Bison on the field. Eli Ozick in for the extra point. Low snap there. And that is good. Good job by Bickerton on the hold. 41 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The Bison are on the board. They lead it 7-3. (7-3) Bison. And look at our Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap. North Dakota State goes 11 plays, 56 yards, 5.5 minutes, capped off by Marika Penu's 13th rushing touchdown of the season. This from a yard out to make it a 7-3 Bison lead. Ozick will boom another. This, though, is going to be returned by Wilson at the 1-yard line. You want to mess around with a guy named Flash, who gets to the outside. Ozick's going to push him out of bounds. Good return out to the 32-yard line is where Youngstown State will start. Before they come on the field, a word from the Bank of North Dakota.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident with your student loan decisions. Before applying for a Federal Plus or private student loan, compare all of the benefits and terms with B&D's student loans. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Good return there by Wilson out to the 32-yard line. A 31-yard return as Youngstown goes to work there with 34 seconds left in this opening quarter. As you look at our First Western Bank down in distance, it's a 1st down and 10 for the Penguins. Brungard just drops back to pass this time. That's to the outside. Hauled in by Luke Hensley on the reception. Gets out to the 37 before Duffy pushed him out of bounds.
Well, and a nice clean pocket there for Bo Brungard as well. He was able to go from one progression over back to the sideline and get a nice pickup on 1st down.
Likely the final play of the quarter. Brungard flushed here, goes over the middle. Good catch, boy. You can see why Tomczak is the leading receiver in Youngstown history as he gets out right to the 50-yard line, and that's going to do it for the opening quarter. On a brilliant catch from Tomczak. At the end of one, it's North Dakota State 7, Youngstown State 3. You're watching Bison football on WDAY. Start of the second quarter here inside Gate City Bank Field of the Fargo Dome with Kyle Emanuel, Sam Getzinger, our great crew. I'm Dom Izzo. It's 7-3, Bison with the lead. Youngstown from the midfield stripe with a first down. Little slant play here. Goes over the middle on that one to his tight end. That's Michael Manna on the reception. It's brought down by Staling as he gets out to the 41-yard line. Gain 9.
Well, I like what Mike Yersich, the offensive coordinator, is doing here. Again, I talked about it on the first drive. They're very multiple. Now you set up a little middle screen here. Just keeping this Bison defense on their toes. Doug Phillips got to be really excited what they've done offensively. Now just got to find a way to put it in the end zone and not end up with a field goal.
I know Sam talked with Doug Phillips about having to go 15 rounds. I'd say that was a draw probably if you're Youngstown in that first quarter here. Little screen pass here. They try to slip out of that with Wright. He's got to get a first down before he's brought down by Larson.
Yeah, and they're content with these little now routes, right? I mean, if you're again, if the numbers are there, it's basically, I talked about how there's not a ton of tailback run game in this offense. Well, this is basically an extension of your run game. Just get it outside quickly. You got 2-on-2 and see what your guys can do, and they pick up another first down.
Penguins came in as a 26.5-point underdog. They're going to give it to Wilson here on second down. Boy, takes right on Ryan Jones and won that battle as he gets out to the 32-yard line, picked up 5.
Well, you're right. Flash Wilson, not the biggest guy. 5'9", 180 is what he's listed at. But look at this collision right here with Ryan Jones. Oh, lowers the shoulders and does a good job. I mean, that's going to be a 1 to 2 yard gain. Instead, he moves it to get 5 or 6.
Wilson, a transfer out of Slippery Rock, which is in next door Pennsylvania. Now playing for the Penguins, and boy, has he been an impact guy for this YSU offense. After a gain of 6, little misdirection. They'll go back to Wilson here. He gets to the outside. He's got a first down. Cuts back in for Staling, and is able to wrap him up at about the 18-yard line, but not before he got 13 there, Kyle.
Yeah, I call this eye candy. You can see they're going to take 17. Alex McDonald, can't see it right here, but you can see a tight end. He's going to start one way and then come back the other. Basically, almost like a wide receiver counter reverse, if that's what you want to call it. But again, finding ways to get Flash Wilson the ball is a pretty good idea if you're Doug Phillips and your coaching staff. 3 touchdowns on the season. He comes out for a brief breather as the Penguins are into the red zone here with a first down at the Bison 18, trailing 7-3. Keeping on the ground with Gilbert up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. He's still going, nearly a first down. They're going to say he got it. It'll be first down and goal to go here for the Penguins. Yeah, they're just kind of having their way right now. You see a nice kick-out block there on the defensive end, Jack Uliano, 98, and there's just a nice crease there. I said it, like if this offense is running the ball well with their tailbacks, with Bo Brongard and what he can do running around, throwing the ball, I mean, this is a tough offense to try and slow down.
Hensley to the top of your screen. Tom Zach split down there with Gilbert and Wilson at the bottom. First and goal from the 6. Some movement there. The Bison were moving. We got 4 separate penalty flags on the field. John Shea will tell us.
False start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty.
The left guard,
First
Isaac
down.
Perkins, moving up front here, Kyle.
Well, you see 59 there, Joe Sfera, the right guard. When he taps, it almost looks like he's also still leaning, and I think that kind of got the Bison defensive line antsy, and then it forced Isaac Perkins to move as well.
Back him up to the 11-yard line. That's first down and goal to go. 5 wide receivers into the game now for Youngstown, as Gilbert lines up next to Brungard. Down to 3 on the play clock. Just barely got it off. Brungard waiting. Now he'll try and take off with it. He's going to scatter out of bounds. They'll mark him out. Maybe right at the original line of scrimmage. They'll give him a couple.
Yeah, and you saw Brungard once again check multiple times with his wide receiver. It almost looked like he thought one thing that he was going to get from coverage, and then NDSU showed another. Nothing downfield for him, but nice job of scrambling around and finding something.
Got one on after all that. It's second down. Goal to go for Youngstown State from the Bison 10. Brungard flushed here Bison fans screaming for a hole. They can't wrap him up. Brungard in. Touchdown. What a run from the Youngstown quarterback. His 15th rushing touchdown of the season.
It's just something you can't account for totally, right, as a defense. I mean, there's always going to be some types of breakdown in the pass rush. And again, he gets to the outside. Same thing we just saw. He gets out to the left side. And I thought in coverage, just stayed in coverage a little bit too long. As he starts to approach that line of scrimmage, you got to come off your guy at a certain point. I know it's tough. As a defender, you don't know when's that perfect time. But stayed on their guys a little bit too long. And then Bo Brungard does what he does best and finds the end zone.
Again, it's just backyard kind of football.
That's right.
But he's able to get in his 15th rushing score of the year. Latowska's extra point is good. And with 10:43 to go in the first half, the Penguins have the lead. It's 10-7, Youngstown State. Bison football is brought to you by Shields. Be sure to stop by Shields for all your hunting needs this fall. Youngstown State answers back. 9 plays, 68 yards. They go 5 minutes. Bo Brungard with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. His 15th of the year to give the Penguins now a 10-7 lead. As this will go through the end zone for a touchback, the Bison will start from the 25-yard line as we'll step aside for a word from Shields. Saw when we went to break, the Bison training staff was looking at Jalen Duffy. Sam's working on that. We'll check in with him in a moment. So the Bison offense now back out of the field after a 3-and-out and then drove for a touchdown. The Penguins have had the ball twice and gotten points out of the first 2 possessions. On first down, Peyton evades here, tries to get to the outside. Boy, Youngstown able to swarm there, drive him out of bounds. Hard tackle there as he's thrown out. Justin Wimpy, number 7, in there on the play for Youngstown State. As you can see, that's not good news with Jalen Duffy heading to the locker room.
No, not especially the way that this Youngstown State offense has basically moved with little resistance. I mean, it was that first drive was mostly penalties that backed them up and the intentional grounding. So far, that Penguin offense has kind of had their way. You definitely don't want to lose a guy like Jalen Duffy.
All right, the Bison Back end of that defense getting thin with injuries we talked about in the kickoff show. Here's Peyton to the outside. Hello, Bryce Lance. His first reception of the game. Gets out to the 39-yard line and a gain of 14.
Well, it's never a bad idea to throw it to Bryce Lance, but I will say that, I mean, if Peyton's able to get to his second option, Reese Kessel was running wide open down the middle of the field. Safety there for Youngstown State, bid on a little bit of a fake. Kessel, there was no one behind him, but I will say, I mean, 9-5 is it's not a bad option either.
Worked out okay so far this season. His 32nd reception of the year. From the 39-yard line, new set of downs for the Bison. Peyton wants the deep ball this time, overshot him. Was looking for Lance, but just too much mustard on that one.
Yeah, and he has this, and this is one Cole Payton's going to want back. A little switch route there. He had Bryce Lance started in the outside, just runs a little bit of a post, and he had a step, and Cole Payton just missed him.
See Bryce put his arms up at the end there. Like, oh, we had that one. One of the rare misfires for that combination so far this year. 2nd down and 10. They'll get it on the ground with Penu. Cuts back. Boy, what a move by Barica. Look at that. Spins his way out to the Youngstown 48-yard line before he's brought down by DJ Harris.
Oh, you called it, Dom. This is a phenomenal cutback here by Barica Penu because there was really nothing to the outside. He kind of just puts on the brakes. You see how many white jerseys are there to the outside, and he found green daylight for really the first nice run from tailbacks we've seen so far today.
That's a gain of 13. Bison go to work now for the Youngstown side of the field. Look at the First Western Bank down in distance. So we're under 9 minutes to go in a quick moving first half. 10-7, Penguins with the lead. Little end around here on the reverse to Jackson Williams. He's brought down. Penguins read that brilliantly. Josiah Williams-West in there on the tackle.
Yeah, there's multiple guys here for Youngstown State to do a nice job of just kind of staying home and reading this. And this is as a defender, anytime you see something a little off there in the backfield, stay home. If you're on the backside, start to climb, right, in case something's coming back. And they do a nice job of shutting that one down. And obviously, Jackson Williams, a guy you don't want to get out in the open field.
Williams-West with his first tackle for loss on the season. Makes it a 2nd down and 11, almost right from midfield. Peyton surveys here. We'll dump it off to Penu. Barica will scamper out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 44 of Youngstown and pick up a 5. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
I just think coming into this game, I mean, one of the things I thought Youngstown State actually did a decent job of shutting down the run. Now, we saw Barica Penu break free a little bit there, but Doug Phillips has this defense. Now, they've given up 35 points, I understand, in 3 straight games, but so far, I mean, they've coming out. Been impressed with, I think, the way that they've at least taken away the run game and at times taken away Cole Payton's ability to scramble.
Something that Tim Polisic brought up post-game after the win last week, so we've still got to figure out our tailback run game. They're going to throw again here on 3rd down. Over the middle, incomplete. Bison fans want a penalty as Lance was down. And it's going to bring up 4th down. There's no flag coming.
Well, and it looks like, I don't know if you can see. You see the umpire right there in the middle? Can't see it right here, but I mean, it looked like he was reaching for a flag and he just never threw it. I think Coach Polisic is upset, and understandably so. It clearly looked like contact. One that a flag probably should have came out.
So Bickerton will punt to try and pin Youngstown deep in its own territory. His 2nd punt of the game. Just a little lob wedge here to try and pin this, and they're going to do it inside the 5. It's down there by Taylor Eady at the 4-yard line. We've got a timeout. 7:16 to go in the first half. Youngstown State with the ball and leading 10-7. First and 10 for Youngstown at its own 5-yard line after a nice punt from Bickerton. This Bison defense has not been able to stop Youngstown yet here today. They'll keep it at Gilbert on first down as he gets a couple out to the 7. Let's go down to Peterson Farm Seat sideline report. Here's Sam.
Still working to learn more on Jalen Duffy. What we do know, he was getting evaluated by pretty much the full medical team. Now, during that last break, defensive coordinator Grant Olson challenging his linebackers, telling them they got to show up here. They're going to dial up a lot of pressure with the man in Kintae to keep an eye on Bo Brungard moving forward. Guys.
Thanks, Sam. A gain of 2 for Gilbert makes it 2nd down and 8 from the Penguins' 7. Watch Donovan Woolen there on the edge. He's coming. That throw incomplete. That was all set up by number 1 there on the edge.
Yeah, you're right. And Brungard saw it, and that's exactly what you're taught as a quarterback. Just throw it where the pressure is coming. I thought there might have even been some movement before the snap, but you see he knows Woolen's coming and forces him to get rid of it before he wants to. Even if that one's complete, that one was going nowhere.
It'll be a 3rd down and 8. It's Alexander and Shadimi Alfaro in at corner right now. Edie getting his first start with Crumby out with the injury. Youngstown State so far 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Brungard over the middle. That one complete onto the outside. Mike Solomon, and he's got a 1st down for the Penguins.
Well, I talked a lot about Grant Olson in this defense and their pressures that they dial up, but Youngstown State was all over this one. I mean, they picked this up, do a nice job of getting Brungard enough time, and he finds Solomon on the outside, just a little stop route right at the sticks.
Doug Phillips there was fired up. They picked up that conversion out to the 19-yard line. New set of downs. Brungard floats this one too high and incomplete. Looking for Tom Zach. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, and he had him too. I mean, he does have to float this over Donovan Woolen. A nice look at this right here, but he just puts that a little bit further into the inside. Had Taylor Edie running kind of late to that one. I thought from up here, it looked like he had Tom Zach. Probably a little bit tougher throw from down there, but one that he just floated a little bit too much.
Again, Brungard has got nearly every record imaginable. Last week, Kyle, he had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown in their win over Murray State. That's 2nd down and 10. That ball tipped. Is it intercepted? Woolen comes up with it. Bison football. Donovan Woolen.
And why not? I mean, he's done everything for this Bison defense. You see, his athleticism is unmatched. And they're trying to set up a little tunnel screen here on the inside to Flash Wilson. You see that one tipped, and that looks like a clean catch to me. Able to get his hands underneath that. And I was just about to say, I mean, what a big drive this is. The way that Youngstown State's been able to move the football. Let's take another look at this. Actually,
it hit the helmet.
Hits his own offensive lineman's helmet. Wow. How about that?
His 2nd interception of the season for the sophomore from Frisco, Texas. And a pick 6 at Tennessee State in the game in Nashville. And boy, look at the field position now for the Bison. Set up at the Youngstown 19-yard line as that turnover ratio clicks another in the Bison favor. On 1st down, here's DJ Scott. Trying to churn forward. Good 2nd effort there from Scott. They'll mark him down to the 14-yard line after he gained 5.
Yeah, he's a guy I've been impressed with since we started the season, going all the way back to the first game against the Citadel. But I feel like he's just running harder and harder as the season goes on. They're featuring him more alongside Barika Penu when he gets his opportunities. And yeah, we talked about the tailback run game hasn't always been consistent, but I like the way that DJ Scott runs the football.
Bison into the red zone here with a 2nd down and 6 from the Penguin 15. After the Woolen pick. Peyton over the middle. There's Chris Harris. Harris trying to lunge forward and gonna spun out of bounds by Williams West at the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, against quarters coverage, I really like this route because you got 3 guys to the left. You see that, and they're going to clear everything out. You see those 2 tight ends right there? They clear everything out and allow Chris Harris to come underneath, and he's wide open. Nice play set up there from Dan Larson.
Bison go in hurry here with a 1st down and goal from the 3. Peyton, that one knocked out of the line of scrimmage. Good play there by the Penguin defense. That was Marshall getting through there again, number 5.
Yeah, try to go one-on-one with Chris Harris. So you did 2 guys get up, and nice job there. It's one where told not to leave your feet, but when it works out, you're obviously okay with it. Marshall, once again, showing up with a big-time play.
He's been really impressive. Kyle came in with 43 tackles, 4 PBUs. Now he's got 5 after that play. 2nd down and goal. Handoff to DJ Scott. In. Touchdown. North Dakota State. His 6th rushing score of the year.
Great answer here from this Bison offensive line. You see running, we talked about him enough, behind the true freshman there, Ryan Babbitt, 76. Does a nice job of just sealing off the defender and getting a little crease. And once again, DJ Scott running hard and finds his way into the end zone. A big response here after the Donovan Woolen interception.
Good eye on that one. We mentioned Babbitt's in Bison game day. True freshman getting reps at left tackle. Hard to imagine. Scott had 1 touchdown in 2 years at Kennesaw State. Has 6 this year alone with the Bison. Extra point is up and good. 4:52 remaining in the first half. The Bison hop back in front after the Donovan Woolen pick. It's DJ Scott into the land of 6. 14-10 Bison. North Dakota State with the lead after the Woolen pick on the Farmers Insurance scoring recap. 4 plays, 19 yards. DJ Scott into the end zone for the touchdown, his 6th of the year, to make it a 14-10 North Dakota State lead in a game that's had punch and counter punch so far. Osic's kick, fumble that hit Wilson in the face mask. That ball's a live ball, and the Bison got it. It's scooped up on the play. It's NDSU football. That's Keegan Huber. Special teams maestro has got it. Boy, what a huge mistake by the Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, you're just coming off a turnover, and now you think, okay, we'll get the ball back, we're fine. And then a huge mistake here. Just hits him right. Yeah, just hit him right in the face mask. He loses it, has no idea what it is. Huber right there to recover it, and NDSU is in business once again.
Keegan Huber has been grinding it out for 3 years on this Bison football team. He comes up with the biggest play of his career to recover a fumble. And look at this. Look at the field position the last 2 drives. The Bison have it here at the Youngstown 9. It's 1st down and goal to go, back in the ready red zone. You just can't have those kind of mistakes if you're trying to win this football game. On 1st and goal, here's Penu off the left side. Lurches forward, they'll mark him down at the 4. and a gain of 5.
I mean, now if I'm Doug Phillips, I'm telling you, hey, we just got to hold them to 3. I mean, we had some momentum. Right now, it's all shifted back to North Dakota State. We got to find a way somehow, some way to keep them out of the end zone.
Bison Cohen quick here. 2nd down and goal. Penu tries to dance. What a move there from Barica. Can he use those legs forward? Touchdown, North Dakota State. Twice as nice for Barica.
He's just a touchdown machine. He just continues to find ways to get in the end zone, and this is impressive. I mean, you called it on you right there, Dom. I mean, the jump cut that he has. Take a look at this. I mean, he had a defender. He was dead to rights there, and then the ability to keep pushing, obviously, with the help of his big offensive lineman. What a turn of events here in this ball game.
He's under further review.
They're going to review that. You see the ball did squirt loose there at the end. I saw it on, it looked like Tosted's left shoulder, that the ball was up there, and they're going to review this.
Well, that's a good call there, Dom. I didn't see that one on live. And
Chris Rossini is our replay official to take a look at it. It was definitely jostled there because you could clearly see the football in that last replay that we showed you.
Well, let's take another look at this.
This is a different look at it. Might be too many bodies there to see anything out of that one.
Well, you see Shaheed right there. I mean, he's pointed out, and he might have seen the. But now, keep in mind, it only has to. The nose of the ball literally just has to cross the goal line for a second, and then it doesn't matter what happens after that. So obviously, that's what Chris Rossini and the crew is going to try and look at: is can they get a clear look at the ball moving before it crosses the goal line, or I guess in general, is he just short?
Again, it was ruled a touchdown on the field. That last angle, that top one we had, you could clearly see the ball was moving. Here's from end zone camera. Might have been a little bit later there in the play.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is upheld.
They're going to count it. It's a touchdown. Penu's 2nd of the game and his 14th of the season. Probably enough to give his head coach a heart attack was how much he knows to value the football. The Bison have not fumbled it away yet this year. And boy, what a critical last 3.5 minutes here for Youngstown State. The pick, then the fumble on the kickoff, and the Bison get 2 touchdowns out of it.
Eerily similar to what we saw against Southern Illinois.
Yes.
I mean, Southern Illinois had all the momentum. They're driving, couple turnovers, and that game switched.
So pushing and shoving here after the extra point. Some frustration already boiling over here for the Penguins from Colin Vaughn, big number 98, but it's 21-10 now. What a shift over the last 3-4 minutes of game action. You can track it back, honestly, to that Bickerton punt that pinned him down at the 5-yard line. The Bison defense was finally able to dig its feet in a little bit.
That, and then as we were just talking, I mean, Bo Brungard's listed at 6 feet tall. Maybe is he 5'11", 6'1", whatever he is, but his left tackle is 6'7". That's who he threw the ball off of, hit the top of his head, and that's how Donovan Woolen comes up with an interception, and all of a sudden, you blink, and NDSU's got an 11-point lead.
Look at the Farmers Union scoring recap. 2 plays, all of 9 yards. Barica with a 4-yard touchdown run, and it's 21-10 North Dakota State. And you love the ability of what a Flash Wilson can bring, but again, you got to make sure you have that football before you go anywhere with it.
That's something that happens not even once a year, right? Especially the guy who handles the football as much as he does.
He's going to try this one from his own 1-yard line. Again, he's got the wheels. He's trying to get to the outside. He has it down the edge here. The Bison finally are able to tackle him past midfield as he gets all the way out to the 44-yard line on a big special teams return. Again, you take that trade-off.
Right. Well, and this is back-to-back kickoff return. Well, obviously take away the fumble, but the one before we saw the exact same thing. Eli Ozick trying to run him down. I mean, he's gotten to the left side. He's gotten outside broken contained twice now. That's something special teams coordinator Carlton Littlejohn, obviously him and his staff going to be trying to correct definitely at halftime.
And that's what you needed.
That's
you needed something to bounce your way, knowing full well you also get the football back to start the second half. And they get the ball on the Bison side of the field. They'll go to work from the 46-yard line. 4:08 remaining. What's been a highly entertaining first half. 21-10 now. North Dakota State, and a penalty flag. Looks like it's a delay of game. They've been
Delay game. Offense.
They've been flirting with that all game long.
Yeah, Doug Phillips not happy. He's raised the hand up saying, hey, you got to restart that.
Prior to the
reset it.
Of the play clock, Youngstown State called their first timeout. 30-second timeout.
You say they got that timeout in before the penalty is what John Shea just said. Let's go down to Sam.
After a short time in the locker room, Jalen Duffy is back on the bench with the team, but he will not be available to play today with the head injury. Guys?
All right, thanks, Sam. And you saw that he went in trying to tackle Brungard on that touchdown, almost head first or near the neck area.
Awkward, right? Yeah, I mean, it looked like he kind of took a shot, maybe it was Brungard's knee or thigh. Kind of an awkward tackle there.
Tough news for the sophomore out of the Chicago suburbs, who his initiation to Division I football was trying to stop Travis Hunter last year at Colorado. Here, watch number 2 right there. You can see him going in.
Almost looked like the back of the head, which never a good thing.
Nice job by our main replay guy, Justin Hawley, there in the truck. All right, out of the timeout. No penalty on the play. They say that Phillips got the timeout. So it's 1st and 10. Youngstown from the Bison 46. Keep it on the ground with Gilbert here on 1st down. Able to get a couple. They'll get him out to the 44-yard line for Larson made the stop.
Yeah, Logan Larson goes limping off, but this is a really nice job of straining right here. He's going down. Finds a way to come up with the tackle as well. And he went limping off. Now he's talking to the team doctor, Bruce Pyatt, right there.
Larson battling a knee injury right now as well. The Proceed halftime report coming up. Scores from around the country in a busy week number 10 of this FCS season. They click down to 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Bison up 21-10. Watch off the edge. Woolen was coming again. This one to Tomczak. Hauls that in. Good reception. Out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 9, and a Youngstown first down.
Well, once again, you called it, Dom, right? Donovan Woolen's going to come off the edge. Bo Brungard's, he sees it, does a nice job with the protection. They get the right tackle out there, give him some time, and then once again, throw it right where the pressure is coming. You got a nice, easy slant there to Max Tomczak, the all-time leading receptions leader at Youngstown State.
For you fans of 90s football, his uncle, Mike, former quarterback with the Chicago Bears. Mike is an assistant on this Youngstown State team. Brungard will sling this. That's a shorter pass there. It's going to get a few yards out to the 32-yard line as Gilbert picked up the reception for Woolen made the tackle.
Well, and they're setting up. You can't see it right here, but they're trying to set up a tight end coming back, kind of leaking out and coming up downfield. Wasn't there right away. Brungard has to get rid of it. I think it looked like he was going to be open, too. Fortunate for NDSU, you keep that to just a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Maybe the final play for the 2-minute timeout here. 2nd down and 6 from the Bison 31. Watch number 4 just went in motion. That's Tomczak. Brungard over the middle. There he is again, just floating out there, able to make the reception down to the 19-yard line. He picks up 12, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Youngstown State on the move, trying to get some points before the break. Bison lead it 21-10. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Youngstown State driving into the ready red zone here with a first down and 10 at the Bison 19. Tomczak, by the way, up to 59 yards receiving on 5 receptions. Brungard will keep it here. Spun down. Good tackle by Zach Vanderpool, was able to slow him up.
You're exactly right. I mean, if Vanderpool doesn't slow him up here, looked like he had something working a little bit. Now, Donovan Woolen was right there, but looked like he might have had a few more yards. Nice job there by Vanderpool.
If you're Doug Phillips here, you get any sort of points, you got to be running to the locker room feeling pretty good knowing you get the ball to start the second
100%.
half.
Look, I'm talking to my team. I'm saying, look, we're doing everything right offensively. We had one bad turnover, right, where we threw it off our offensive lineman's head. That weird things happen. And then you got to drop kickoff. I mean, other than that, really haven't been stopped offensively. You've done a lot of nice things, and you're right. You get a field goal, you're down 8. It's a one-possession game. You're getting the football back. It's a big sequence here.
This Penguin team had a big lead, actually, on South Dakota State at home in Youngstown. Only see the Jacks rally with a huge second half, ended up winning that game 35-30. They played Michigan State tough. I know Michigan State's not having a great year in the Big Ten. We mentioned it on Bison Game Day. Their schedule's right in front of them, Kyle. They take care of business. They're going back to the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. It's a 2nd and 7 from the Bison 16. Brungard over the middle. Touchdown, Penguins! Into the end zone. It's Alex McDonald on the reception. His first score of the year.
Again, you see all the action in the backfield. It looks very similar to all their runs, and you see McDonald just kind of gets lost there. Then Brungard puts it perfectly. You know, the defenders on the outside there, Darius Givens, put it on the inside in a place where only your guy can go and get it. Again, it's tough to defend, and you see all the pulling off, so many different things going on in the backfield. And oh, by the way, you better be sound in the back end.
For Brungard, that's his 14th passing touchdown to go along now with 15 rushing touchdowns on the season. Extra point is up and good from Letowska, and it's 21-17 Bison here with 1:49 to go in the first half.
Well, let's take another look at this touchdown. You can see all 22 right here, and you see the play action, and then you see 17 right there just streaking right down the hash marks. Kind of just gets lost on that secondary. By the time they see it again, like I talked about, Bo Brungard recognizes where the defense is, puts it to the inside, and there's no one there. A nifty play design there from offensive coordinator Mike Yursich.
If you're going into the halftime locker room as a defensive player, what adjustments do you make here against this guy?
Well, first of all, I mean, the one touchdown he has running in, you have a defensive end kind of folding inside, and you're leaving a wide open gap on the outside, right? So that's number one. We got to be sound in your rush lanes, but I mean, again, it's going to come back to kind of the fundamentals. Disciplined with your eyes, understanding exactly what your assignment is, and not letting all of the different things, all the motions, all of the offensive lineman pulling, letting that mess with your eyes, and having a good understanding of what you need to do and making sure you are where you need to be.
Bison have 2 timeouts to work with here as Josh Wilkins puts this into the air. Williams, how about this? A couple yards deep in the end zone. Jackson Williams wants to bring it out. Can he get to the edge? Tries to there, shook off a man. Look at this, still on his feet. Jackson Williams, he's got a step. He's gonna go. Touchdown, North Dakota State. How did that happen?
Number 18, Jackson Williams on the return.
He did it again, 102 yards. Kyle Emanuel, tell me how this happened.
I have no idea. I was just about to say he stretched it just one too many players. You see him shake off one guy there, bounces off another, and then runs over the kicker. And Jackson Williams, we know how dangerous he is in the open field. Not really a guy you're thinking is going to run people over. That's a guy, we've talked to him after games. That's a guy's like, I'm hungry. I want the football. Kick it to me. I want to make something happen. He takes it out 3 yards deep from the end zone. You're thinking, what are you doing? Breaks 3 tackles and then off to the races. What a play there by Jackson Williams.
That's going to be replayed forever, that exact replay angle. Williams, you remember last year, had a kick return touchdown in the playoffs against Abilene Christian that spurred the Bison rally in the second half of that playoff game. He had a punt return touchdown last year. Now his second kickoff return TD, and that brought everybody out of their seats here on that one. We've seen plenty of guys from Omaha running rampant this year.
Yes,
that's another one. Holy cow. And again, if you're Youngstown, it's just like another body blow there.
If you're Youngstown, you're again just added to it right now. You're pointing to 3 plays. Like Jackson Williams stretched that so far, and you see how many guys he made miss, and then just runs over the kicker, lowers the shoulder. I love it right there.
You're right. We had him on Bison Postgame Live. Gosh, I want to say 3-4 weeks ago, and he told us that I'm hungry. I think one's going to come, and Tim Polisick's been telling me this for 3 or 4 weeks, that we're about to break one. We're about to break one. Well, here it is.
It looked like Raja Nelson had a better chance on the other kickoff return we saw than Jackson Williams. I mean, I'm from up here, from our angle, I'm thinking that's not going anywhere. Maybe you're going to get the ball at the 22-yard line. Maybe you should have taken a knee. He ran all the way across the field for just a 20-yard return instead. Jackson Williams did his own Superman impression there. I'm thinking at this point, Don, if you're able, kick it out of the back of the end zone. We've seen too many yards on kickoff returns from both sides at this point. I'm a coach who said, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Let's just put this through the back of the end zone.
Williams with his second career kickoff return touchdown. It's now a 28-17 North Dakota State lead. Now if you're Youngstown, like, all right, we got 90 seconds left and 2 timeouts. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you still got everything in front of you now. I mean, I was going to say that we were just talking about, hey, now you get a touchdown here, you get a field goal, you're down 1 score, and then just like that, again, it's just been 3 plays. There's 3 plays in this game of the reason that NDSU's up 28-17 right now. It's been, you called it, Dom. It's wildly entertaining first half here on both sides of the ball.
Williams has now tied the NDSU school record for kick return touchdowns with Tony Satter, Christian Watson, your old teammate Marcus Williams, Bruce Anderson, and Shaman Washington. Pretty good list to be a part of. And again, he's just a sophomore. Here's on 1st and 10. Gilbert wrapped up. Looked like Keenan Wilson may have been the first in there. That was the first time they actually got negative yardage on Gilbert.
Yeah, you're right. And they haven't really stopped the tailback run game a ton. And it looks like, Youngstown State going kind of slow. It looked like they're just, it's one of those plays where if you get something going, okay, we got a drive starter, now we can go. You still have 2 timeouts. I'm a little surprised with.
Oh, deliberate?
Yeah, how deliberate and kind of methodical they are right now. Thought they might go a little faster, especially the way this offense has operated outside of the 1 turnover. Done a lot of really nice things. I thought they might go a little bit quicker.
That's Keenan Wilson's 8th TFL of the season. 2nd down and 11 for the Penguins. Brungar, that's tipped. Incomplete. And Nene was flying in there. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
Good job here by Toby Nene getting his hands up, because you have a one-on-one right there with Max Tomczak. Who knows what's going to happen if he's able to catch that on the slant, but no one really behind that. So good job by Nene of getting his hands up. We've seen a number of batted balls now from both sides.
And hit Dutneff in the back of the hand there. He didn't even know it. It's 3rd down and 11. The Penguins just 1 of 2 on 3rd downs. They've been converting early in possessions to pick up the 1st down. They already have 14 of them here in the first half. 3rd down and 11. They'll give it on the draw. Gilbert, he's got some running room. He's got a hole. Gilbert with a nice cutback all the way down to the 37-yard line. And a big-time run. Here the Penguins set up. That's a gain of 37.
Oh, and you see all the defensive movement there, and the NDSU brings a pressure to me. You got to be, I'm expecting their run right there. I mean, there's 46 seconds left. The last thing Youngstown wants to do is give NDSU, 2 timeouts, and now they have time. So I kind of assumed they'd run the ball right there. Thought it might be a quarterback draw to Brungar, but NDSU kind of caught off guard there with a number of guys running in different directions, and a huge hole there for Gilbert.
Gilbert, who's long this season, is 66, just broke off there. Officially, they'll say 39 of the plays. They'll mark him at the Bison 37-yard line.
Oh,
man, a big-time hole
yeah,
there.
That was. Might have got away with one. SDSU fans are saying, yeah, how do you like that after last week? But good spot there from our truck. Might have got away with a hold there on Donovan Wolin.
That's the backup center, Matthew Kelly. Keeley, who's getting his start today. Van Keen, the normal center, out today for Youngstown. So here are the Penguins. 1 timeout to work with. 35 seconds left in the half from the Bison 37. Trailing by 11. Anything else happen in this first half? Guess we'll find out. Here's Brungard. Over the middle, open there. They're going to say incomplete. On the reception, they were trying down the field.
Some more John going back and forth between Solomon and Donovan Wolin. Brungard's, again, he's going to want this one back. Good, again, a nice pressure pickup. I think Youngstown State's done a nice job of that. You have your guy wide open. Actually, Solomon's going to say he probably should have caught that. Maybe not best throw in the world, right? But that's one that hits you in the hands, probably one you want to come away with.
Trying to hit Mike Solomon, who's already got a reception of this game. 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 28 seconds to go. Brungard over the middle. That's complete there to right. He'll spin down to the 31-yard line and pick up 7, and Youngstown will spend its final timeout.
Timeout, Youngstown State. Their third and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
6-year coach Doug Phillips. Got to be pleased with some elements of this first half, but some critical things have gone against the Penguins here in this first half.
Well, and I said it in the pregame show, like, can you get past 17? Now, I've said this before. I think Southern Illinois, I thought they were going to get it past. They didn't, right? But, I mean, you've already scored as many points as anyone has all season on this North Dakota State defense. They've done some really good things offensively. Some nice things defensively as well. They've been put in terrible positions defensively. NDSU with a couple touchdowns from, inside their own 25-yard line. It's just, again, turnovers, explosive plays on special teams, things that can get you. But once again, they find that, to me, you get third down here, but then clock will stop at the first down if you can move the chains, and you can take a couple shots at the end zone if you want.
3rd and 4. Youngstown out of timeouts. Some movement again up front. Bison say they called a timeout.
Timeout, North Dakota State. Their second of the half. 30-second timeout. Please thank you.
So
for 20
NDSU
seconds.
spends its second timeout. May have been a break there for Youngstown because it looked like they were moving again.
Multiple times, and don't get me wrong, there's some good noise here from this Fargo Dome crowd, but probably the most we've seen an offensive line struggle with the snap count so far this year.
Well, and that goes back again for a lot of these guys, first time here. Penguins have not been here since 2022, Kyle.
I wouldn't be surprised. Offenses do a number of different things when it's loud environments. You see some clap. Obviously, right now you're seeing their right guard kind of tap their center when they're ready to go. I don't know, maybe you might see them switch something up at halftime. Might be one of the halftime adjustments they try to look at, because there's been, now obviously they got away with that one, but a number of times we've seen offensive linemen start to move early.
For Youngstown State.
Third down and 4 from the Bison 31. 20 seconds to go. Brungard able to lob this one up. That's way out of bounds into the student section, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, and this NDSU defensive line's got me thinking, we finally were able to get to him. Cover 2 on the back end, and a good job from NDSU, just kind of taking everything away. Will Brungard forced to scramble around. More times than not, he finds a way to get out of this. See Kelton McCaslin right there, 92. Good job of staying alive, forcing Brungard to just throw that one into the student section.
This is going to be a healthy field goal attempt here. Ball spotted at the 39. Be about a 49-yard attempt for the Tosca. Spot down. Kick is up. And it is good from 49 yards out. And Youngstown steals 3 here right before the halftime horn. It's now 28-20 with 8 seconds to go in the first half.
And I give them a ton of credit for bouncing back for some of all these momentum shifts we've seen so far this first half, and they just continue to come back. Again, obviously that one all set up by that big run there from Gilbert on 3rd down. Really impressed with Doug Phillips' squad right now and their ability, obviously, to move the ball, but again, just to fight back in some of the adversity they've faced so far in this first half.
They're going to feel great about that. They get the ball to start the second half here as well. And that is now the most points scored by any team against North Dakota State. 20 points for the Penguins in the first half. Sets us up what's going to be a dynamite second half in this game.
Yeah, and outgaining North Dakota State 220 to 121. That's not something you see. I mean,
No.
the discrepancy last week in the second quarter, quite the opposite against the Jackrabbits.
Lining up for the kickoff. The march is on.
Little squib kick here. Doubt they're going to see the ball kicked to Williams or Nelson the rest of the game, as Nelson will go forward. He's brought down at the 27-yard line with 3 seconds remaining in the first half. Again, Pro State halftime report coming up. Sam's going to speak with Tim Polisek coming off the field here. Get you updates from around the Missouri Valley. Some really intriguing scores going on across the country, including in both Vermillion and Brookings. Sam will have updates on those games coming up here in just a little bit. We're into the stretch run. Final 4 games of the year. Looks is going to be a kneel out here for Peyton and the Bison. And North Dakota State will take a 28-20 lead into the halftime locker room, spurred on by a Jackson Williams 100-yard kickoff return. They get a pick from Donovan Woolen in what has been an incredibly entertaining first 30 minutes of football. Sam is standing by with the head coach.
Thanks, Tom. Tim, special teams played a big impact in that first half. What can you say from those units in the first 2 quarters?
Well, the 2 big plays are obvious, right? Doing a good job there, and then the punt from Aaron Bickerton is a huge play as well. But we got to clean up our kick coverage and do a little bit better job there as well.
What's going to be the difference in this second half?
Well, getting a stop or 2. I'm not sure on the time of possession or the amount of plays our defense played because the offense was on short fields. But we got to get a stop or 2 to establish some football rhythm here because they're doing a good job on offense. This quarterback's a tough out.
Thanks, Tim. Good luck in the second half. Bison leading Youngstown State. Your Pro Seed halftime report coming up next on WDAY. Welcome back inside of the Fargo Dome, where North Dakota State leads Youngstown State 28-20 at the Proceed halftime break. Hi, everybody. Sam Getzinger here with you. A lot of really interesting scores across the Missouri Valley Football Conference today. Let's pass along some of those here at this halftime break. UND and USD, that game in Vermillion. It is a 26-21 lead for the Yotes, looking to extend their season. This is a biggie against the Fighting Hawks. That game is late in the fourth quarter. Indiana State, this one's a shocker so far. They have the lead over South Dakota State 17-6. That game is in the third quarter as well. Illinois State with the lead over UNI 21-10. That game is in the third. And outside of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, Abilene Christian with the lead over Tarleton State. Tarleton up there near the tops of the FCS polls as of late. They are trailing 14-7. That game is in the second quarter. Again, here inside of the Fargo Dome, it is a one-score game. North Dakota State leading Youngstown State 28-20. We'll step aside on the Proceed halftime report. When we come back, we'll let you know what's coming up on our schedule for next week. That's coming up next on WDAY. Back on the Proceed halftime report, Bison leading the Penguins 28-20 at the break. A reminder for you, after the game, be sure to tune in to Bison Post-Game Live. We'll show you full game highlights and also get reaction from players and coaches. You can catch that on inform.com and WDAY+. Now, next week for the Bison, it's a biggie. They make the short trip north and head up to Grand Forks. The rivalry is renewed between North Dakota State and the University of North Dakota. And I'm just getting some breaking news for you as well. There's a final score in Vermilion, South Dakota, and the Yotes have upset the Fighting Hawks. 26-21, the final score. UND still winless in Vermilion in the D1 area. Now D1 era. Now, note the start for next week, 1 p.m. kickoff with our coverage starting at 12:50 on WDAY. We will have Bison Game Day from Grand Forks from 10 to 11 in the morning, and also Bison Post-Game Live to follow the game on WDAY+ and Inform.com. Should be a doozy. We'll see what happens. Again, that game coming up next week. We still got an exciting second half to come between the Bison and the Penguins. When we come back, Dom and Kyle, they'll look back at that first half. That's coming up next on WDAY.
Back here on the Pro Seed Halftime Report, North Dakota State leading Youngstown State 28-20 in a wild first half. Back with Kyle Emanuel, I'm Dom Izzo. We're just taking a deep breath after what we saw there in the first half, where Youngstown State did whatever they wanted to do offensively. They couldn't get out of their own way, and that's why the Bison have the lead.
Exactly. If I'm Doug Phillips, I'm maybe going to the half to say we outplayed them. And you can't even really blame their defense. They got two short fields that Cole Payton and offense took advantage of. But you're right, a couple of turnovers, some weird unbelievable kickoff return. That's the difference right now. Youngstown State might be in the lead.
Penguins got the ball first and struck first as this offense led by Bo Brungard, who's been given defenses fits all season long, did that. The Bison gave up 3 to Youngstown State to start this game on a field goal from Latosca. North Dakota State after a 3-and-out as the Bison got the ball first and went quickly off the field. Then a big Raja Nelson kick return. Again, Bison special team has been a big part of this.
Yeah, they have. Both sides really have found a lot of success on the kick return side of things. And Raja Nelson got some things going. And then it was a big third down conversion here by Cole Payton to Reese Kessel. This was huge. They're threatening to go another 3-and-out, but he finds a way to move the chains.
Kessel picked up 21, finished off by Barika Penu with his 13th rushing touchdown of the year.
And he just keeps finding ways to get into the end zone more and more. And been really impressed with what he's been able to do. But then they got Flash Wilson going, a guy you just get the ball in his hands and he's going to make something happen.
He did there. It might be good or bad, depending on your viewpoint on it. Here, Brungard just uses his legs, and he's done this all season long,
Yeah,
Kyle.
broke contain. I thought Kelton McCaslin folded a little bit too early. Wasn't sure what's going on there, but he got to the outside and does what he does best.
Made it a 10-7. Here's the start of the oddity. This play, the ball hits the back of one of Youngstown's offensive linemen and a Donovan Woolen pick.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, this is something, you got a 6'7" offensive lineman, you throw it off the top of his head, and then again, we just talked about this short field for NDSU, and they take advantage.
DJ Scott gets into the end zone to flip it, makes it 14-10. Then Wilson can't find the ball in the kickoff return, and Keevan Huber recovers it.
You just don't see this, especially from a guy like Flash Wilson, who's got a million kickoff return catches this year. Barika Penu takes advantage again with the short field for NDSU offensively.
That made it a 21-10 North Dakota State lead. Youngstown, though, came right back on this great throw from Brungard to the end zone on the touchdown to McDonald, and then the ensuing kickoff was magic from Jackson Williams. 2 yards deep, he goes 100 yards.
It's one of those no. Okay, yes, thank you. I'm glad you brought this out of the end zone. He's 2-3 yards deep, and look how many guys he bounces, runs over the kicker. The poor kicker is there, and then he's just off to the races, and it's a house call for Jackson Williams.
That made it a 28-17 lead. Youngstown got a field goal to make it 28-20 going to halftime. Second half kickoff is coming up. We come back to the Dome after this.
This has been the Proceed Halftime Report.
Back it's 28-20 North Dakota State. Our Ag Country player profile on Raja Nelson, one of the few buys that actually has played Youngstown State 3 years ago. Already with a big kick return to this game. We'll see what kind of impact he has in the second half, which is underway here on this Saturday afternoon. As Youngstown State about to get the football, as that'll be a touchback. Penguin ball at the 25-yard line. Downstairs to Sam.
Spoke to a very energized Doug Phillips. He told me that the emphasis coming into the game was for Youngstown State to win the battle of response. He said they did that with flying colors in the first half. He knew that mistakes were going to happen, but they battled back every time that they had to. He also reiterated that there's still a lot of football left and they have to go the distance. He said the only thing that the Penguins can't do is beat themselves with mental mistakes.
That's a Peterson Farm Seat sideline report from Sam. Appreciate that. You know, he's talking about going the full 15 rounds. If you're great, if you're scoring this so far, it's near a draw, Kyle, through the first 7-8 rounds if you're doing a boxing match up here. From the 25, Youngstown State. Brungard will pull it down here on first down. Cuts his way back, lowers his shoulder there, and gets out to the 31-yard line. Picked up 6 yards for Dutenheffer made the tackle.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a ton of this so far today, but you see they go empty a ton and they'll spread you out. This is what they did right there. Design quarterback draw. You climb the offensive lineman to the linebackers, and you get a good gain on first down.
Our First Western Bank down in distance. It's second down. Here's Wilson on the reverse, and Wilson out into the open field. Boy, big tackle there. He ran over Taylor Eating. He's got a first down.
Yeah, this is the second time we've seen Flash Wilson. Again, not the biggest guy in the world, but second time. Watch this. Lowers the head. Now, it used to be, they call that on offense. They don't do that anymore. And he runs over another defender.
Picked up 6, and they're out to the 41 already. Brungard down the field, wide open on the reception. That time, they got behind the defense was Gilbert. He gets all the way down inside the 30, the 28-yard line.
Well, Gilbert's done it on the ground, but we talked about it. These running backs are a threat. They're really better in the passing game than some, at least throughout the season they've been in the running game. You see Youngstown State with a little bit of adjustment going up tempo, and it's working so far here on this opening drive.
Boy, this has been a really impressive display offensively from the Penguins. Here's Wilson on another jet sweep, able to get that one. This time, Shadimi Alfaro grabs him and brings him down to the 25, and he picked up 3.
But still, one of the keys to the game I talked about before the game started, you got to stay ahead of the sticks. You got to stay on schedule. They've done that very well. And once again, you'll take 4 yards on first down every single time. Basically the exact same play we just saw where they picked up 6 or 7. They go right back to it for a good gain on first down.
Mike Yurcich, the offensive coordinator, calling a heck of a game here, Kyle, for Youngstown State. Gain of 4 officially. It's second down and 6 from the Bison 24. That pass play to Gilbert went for 31. Brungard over the middle, knocked away. Good defense there, played by Kopp. And it's going to bring up third down.
Well, yeah, and if you're NDSU defensive, you just want to catch your breath. I mean, you're off to a sprint pace to start the second half. And again, just let it fall to the ground. Nice job by Logan Kopp of breaking that one up. And just so you can force them to huddle. Going a little bit quicker to start the second half, and now defense, you can take a little breath, and you got them into a third down.
Third down and 6. Youngstown 2 of 4 on third down conversions in the game. Brungard slings this one incomplete. Trying to force that one in, looking for Fresh Walters, and it's going to be fourth down.
Well, a good job by NDSU defensively standing up. They bring pressure, and it's just man-to-man, and you got what you wanted. You got some slants versus man-to-man, but good tight coverage there by NDSU. Forces the air and throw.
Latofsky will come on for a third field goal attempt. Already banged one home from 49 right before the end of the first half. This will be from 42 yards out to try to get the Penguins even closer. Spot down, kick is up, and this one just curls inside the left upright and is good. 12:51 to go in the third quarter. Penguins get 3 on the opening drive of the second half. It's 28-23. Bison football on WDAY is brought to you by Shields, a proud partner of Bison Athletics. Youngstown State takes the opening drive, 7 plays, 51 yards. They take 2:09 off the clock. Latowska with his 3rd field goal of the game. This one from 42 yards out to make it 28-23. Nelson will return this from the 2-yard line. Got swarmed there by a pair of tacklers. Ross Davidson in there for Youngstown State. And that's where the Bison offense will come on the field. First, a word from the Bank of North Dakota.
Get a boost in savings when you enroll with College Save. Simply opt in for College Save's match programs for newborns, kindergartners, and children up to 15 years old, with only one of them based on income. Visit collegesaveforyou.com to enroll today.
If it seems like forever since the Bison offense has been on the field, you're right. They have not been on the field, Kyle, since 4:17 to go in the second quarter. Probably in real time, it's probably about a half hour.
It's been a long time. A couple short fields, and you get the long kickoff return touchdown. At Youngstown State's been on the field the majority of the time.
Actually, add in the halftime break, almost an hour here as they try a reverse on a jet sweep with Bryce Lance. Tries to edge his way forward. Been a quiet day so far for Bryce. He gets out to the 21-yard line before he's brought down by Parker Jacobs.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how they react, as you mentioned, Dom, in real time. Been a long time since they've really had to go, put together what I would call a normal drive where they weren't starting,
yes,
at the opponent's 20-yard line. Obviously in a big spot here in just a 1-score game.
Bison defense got to feel pretty good, though. They held Youngstown to 3 on that last possession. Here's Peyton. Try to slant throw that one. Incomplete to Lance. They're just a bit off here, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, you're right. We just haven't seen this really all season. Cole Peyton to Bryce Lance, normally right on point. We saw him miss one earlier in the game. That's another one. That's a tough throw, right? It's a tight window, but one that we've seen him make the majority of the season.
And usually see Bryce go a long ways after catching it. 3rd and 5. North Dakota State so far 2 of 4 on 3rd downs in this game. Peyton will throw here. That's complete to Rajah Nelson and a 1st down. We just featured him in the player profile. How many times did he do that last week against the Jacks?
That's right. And he's just a big-time player, right? And usually it's him diving. But again, talk about the timing here from Cole Peyton after just missing a throw, having the confidence. He obviously knew exactly where he wanted to go with that football and got it out quickly in a big 3rd down conversion.
Gain of 10 on the completion to Nelson. Brings it out to the Bison 31. 3.5 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter. Barika Penu will get the carry. Will drive the pile forward. Boy, that was a great second effort. And this time he gets out and picks up 5.
Well, yeah, and it looked like, this was going to be a 1-yard gain. Almost looked like Youngstown kind of relaxed for just a second, and you saw the entire surge from that Bison offensive line come from behind him and pick up another 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, they thought, well, it might be done, and no, he kept moving.
That's
It
right.
ends up being 5 yards, which is all you can ask for when you're trying to run the football there on 1st and 10. Barika now up to 41 yards on the game. This play up the middle as Penu spins his way and picks up a 1st down. Before he's brought down to the play by Wimpy.
Well, and he makes another man miss. This is a really good job right here. Just has an unblocked defender basically in the backfield. I think this is maybe going to be a tackle for loss. That was Dane Hodge, number 39, their leading tackler. We just saw him make a nice jump cut on that touchdown run earlier in the 1st half. He does it again right there to move the chains.
Again, Bison offense going with Ryan Babbitts in at left tackle, moving Bo Johnson into left guard. Kicking Griffin Empey over onto the right side at right guard. On a 1st down now from the 42-yard line. Peyton on a design run. Makes a man miss there. Boy, he's just hard to bring down. 6'3", 233 out to the 47 and picked up 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see some more of this quarterback design run. Nice patience right there. You see him kind of just make that little sidestep. And once again, stay ahead of the chains. The Bison finding a little success running the football.
Actually give him 6 there. His 6th rushing attempt of the game. Give him to 21 yards on the afternoon from the 48. Back to the ground, and Penu Marshall got him first, but then Barica dragged him forward for about a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, but just they've been unable to get to that outside, that stretch play. We saw a lot in the second half of a couple of games where they found a lot of success. Marshall right there, number 5, does a nice job of setting the edge, and this time there was nowhere for Barica Pennu to cut back to. Cameron Cunningham, the big 6'3", 305-pound defensive tackle, was right there waiting in the wings as well.
Marshall with 4 tackles on the afternoon. Iowa State transfer showing out here for Youngstown on a 3rd down and 3. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Peyton with time down the field for Bryce Lance, and he's got it. Lance down to the 20-yard line and a 1st down. That's a gain of 31.
Well, and that's the connection we're talking about. Again, not wide open by any means. Kind of throws it to that back shoulder with the defender all over him. We saw this a week ago where he kind of whizzed one right by South Dakota State defender. Similar outcome right here.
Bison are into the red zone on a 1st down and 10 from the 20. Out into the flat. There's the reception that time. Looked like Caden Zenzen comes up with a reception. The Barnesville kid who saw his alma mater win a section championship in this building last night.
Yeah, they kind of just forgot about him, right? A good job of tiptoeing the sideline as well. No one in the flats there for Youngstown State. Forgot all about Caden Zenzen. It does a nice job of staying in bounds for, once again, another big pickup on 1st down, and this Bison offense is rolling.
His first reception of the season. Spoke with his dad, Jamie, before the game. Barnesville pretty happy about a 10th consecutive Section 8AA championship last night and beating their rivals from Hawley. 2nd down and 1. Peyton sings this to Lance. Try to get a block on the outside. He's got a 1st down. And the Bison are on the move here, down to the 6-yard line.
You know, and they show that run action, right? You can see offensive linemen pull around. Everyone's thinking this is going to be a run. And this might be one that they tell Cole Payton, hey, you read this. So you hand it off if you like the look there. If not, just get it out to Bryce Lance, the big receiver, and he does enough to pick up a 1st down.
1st down and goal to go from the 6-yard line. That big play to Lance open up this drive. And now NDSU's knocking on the door. Pennu, the tailback. He'll get it here on 1st and goal. Driving his way forward, looking for the hat trick. Brought down to the 2-yard line. He picked up 4.
Yeah, and he's thinking, he's got his hands up.
He was in.
Yeah, thinking, I don't know if I ever went down. See a good push there. Really no one there until he's 3-4 yards.
He's on top of somebody.
Yeah, and it's on top. That's one of your forward progress is stopped. They're probably going to blow the whistle either way. I don't know if you're right. I don't know if his knee ever actually hit the ground.
2nd and goal from the 2. Back to Barica. Shovels his way in. There's a penalty flag on the play. No signal. We'll see what the penalty is here.
Came from the side.
Yeah.
It might be, usually legal formation or offsides.
Offside, defense number 94. Half the distance to the goal line, 2nd down.
It's tough lining up offside there. Ajay Ajaja was called for the penalty, number 94.
Yeah, you can see him right there, just lined up too close. Gives NDSU another free down.
They'll try it again, a yard closer. Pennu try to bounce in. Touchdown, North Dakota State. He's got a hat trick. That was a response, Kyle.
Yes, it was exactly what this Bison offense needed. You see Cole Payton with the push there, and then again, right behind him, usually his big offensive linemen are the one pushing him into the end zone. This time he gets a little help from his quarterback, and Barica Pennu with the hat trick.
His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, his 15th of the season. The Bison have opened this back up to a 2-score advantage. And once again, for the 9th consecutive game, they have scored 30 points or more as Ozick bangs home the extra point. 6:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. The new score reads North Dakota State 35, Youngstown State 23. Back on WDAY right after this. Bison football on WDAY is brought to you by Sanford. Sanford delivers exceptional health care. Here for all, here for good. Sanford Health. North Dakota State goes 12 plays, 84 yards, their longest and best drive of the game by far. Takes 6:23 off the clock. Barika Penu with a 1-yard touchdown run, his third of the game on the Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap. You know Wilson's going to take this. He's already had a couple of good kick returns this time. Bison able to swarm as he gets out to about the 21-yard line, and that's where Youngstown State will take over, trailing now by 12. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by North Dakota State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of North Dakota State University and Learfield. You know, we were talking during the halftime break. It's that kind of Saturday.
Yes,
we
it
saw
is.
UND
Yes,
fall
it
in
is.
Vermilion. Indiana State's leading in Brookings. Youngstown, it just, those happen. You know that this is a football player forever. There's just those weird weekends. We're in the midst of one right now. See what Youngstown State does to respond as Brungard gets to the outside and able to gallop his way out to the 33.5-yard line and picked up 11.
Well, NDCU's going to fit this correctly. You see right there, they get it right to Donovan Woolen, what you want, but he just misses the inside. A nice sidestep there by Bo Brungard.
On a first down, Brungard just throws that up, and that's going to be incomplete. Looked like Alexander was in coverage. It'll be second down.
Yeah, Logan Kopp looked like he came with the pressure once again, got some pressure in the face. Bo Brungard, a team that does not give up a ton of sacks. And credit the offensive line. Also, obviously, it helps when your quarterback is as elusive as Bo Brungard is.
How tough is that to block? I know you didn't play offensive line, but it's like you don't really know how long you're blocking for,
You
right?
don't know where he's going to be either, but kind of just let him dance around and find a lane.
Second down and 10. Wilson goes in motion to the bottom of your screen. Brungard waiting. Floats this one to Wilson, who just was kind of waiting in that open area and gets out of bounds.
Yeah, NDSU tries to run a twist with the defensive line, just rush 4. Once again, just gets stymied. You see Keenan Wilson on the outside there, gets inside just enough that allows Brungard to scramble out and find Flash Wilson for a short gain there, but bringing up a long third down.
Well, here's where they have not gotten off the field. An opportunity here on a third down and 7. Youngstown 2 of 5 so far in the game. Brungard now, what will he do with it? He'll throw across his body, incomplete. Kopp was in coverage down the field on Mana, and it's going to be fourth down, and the Bison defense comes up with a much-needed stop.
Yeah, exactly. Just haven't had it throughout this game. I think they do a nice job of forcing Bo Brungard to get flushed here a little bit. He's lucky he puts us where it does, or Logan Kopp was right there for an interception. I thought if he could stay in the pocket just a little bit longer, he might have had a guy downfield. We see good job there by Logan Kopp in the scramble drill, understanding that ball had to come out, kind of plastering to his man and forcing the incompletion.
So it'll be fourth down. That'll bring in the punter, Kilpatrick. End over end punt. Williams will field this at the 15-yard line. He's already got a kick return touchdown. Cuts up the field, shakes off a man, still on his feet, and finally brought down. There's a penalty flag on the play. McDonald had the tackle for Youngstown State.
Probably in the area of a hold.
You could see the exasperation from the head football coach.
You could tell how hungry Jackson Williams was to get out in the open field once again. Almost broke it, but I think looks like that might be one that would have came back either way.
John Shea consulting here with his officiating team. They're waiting for what Youngstown State wants to do out of this. There's a big stand there from that Bison defense.
Looked like he called someone lined up over the snapper.
So I wonder if they're going to punt it again, is what he's asking for Doug Phillips. Or they take the penalty and back the Bison up.
Legal formation, receiving team lined up over the snapper. Got penalties declined, first down.
Okay. So it'll be Bison football at the 36 out of this TV timeout. 4:47 remaining, third quarter. Bison with the football and leading 35-23. Back here at Gate City Bank Field of the Fargo. Stay tuned, everybody, for Bison Post Game Live. Coming up, you'll hear the press conferences from both teams, highlights from this one, scores from around the valley coming up on WDAY Plus after we wrap things up here at the Dome. Out of the timeout, Cole Payton to the outside. There's a reception for Chris Harris. Right into the communications tower for Youngstown State, and he's got a first down.
Well, and that's what we're more accustomed to seeing from Cole Payton. Saw a couple misses on that last drive. Got things going, though, right here to start things off. A good timing route. You got man-to-man coverage and the out route. We've seen them connect on that multiple times throughout the year. Perfect timing and a perfect delivery there from number 9.
It's a gain of 13. I want to get back to that discussion that Youngstown State and we were having in the TV timeout about whether to decline or accept the penalty. We'll do that after this play. And look at this hole for DJ Scott. Right up the gut at the first down marker. He's got a first down to the Youngstown State 41-yard line.
Nice job there. You see Trent Fraley, the center, just come off of his double team and just creates that seal for DJ Scott. Be right down. I mean, you take the penalty, get 4th and 2, maybe you can go for it. Have to throw this out there, though. How about that score?
Wow, look at that. Final in Vermilion. South Dakota saving its season with a win over North Dakota, snapping the Fighting Hawks' 5-game win streak. Look at that one. Indiana State up by 12 as they play late in the fourth quarter. That game is in Brookings, South Dakota, folks, after we get a false start penalty.
Offense number 63, 5-yard penalty, first down.
The Jackrabbits, Kyle, had won 33 consecutive home games heading into last weekend. Now they may be facing back-to-back home losses.
I mean, we knew the loss of Chase Mason was big, right? Without a doubt. I don't know if I knew it was this big. And then their offense just can't get anything going,
right,
obviously, down there at Brookings.
They've scored 19 points in the last 8 quarters. On 1st and 15, here's Payton. Bounces off a man. He's finally going to be wrestled down to the ground. They'll get to the 39-yard line for DJ Harris, made the tackle. He'll pick up 7.
Yeah, basically just quarterback power. You fake the jet sweep. See Griffin Eppy pull around there, does a nice job of getting out a defender and creating a seam there for Cole Payton. A good pickup there, but obviously also 1st and 15 to start that one.
There's another surprising score.
One
Tarleton
of those days.
State is unbeaten. That's a rivalry game there, folks, as well. We saw Abilene Christian come in to the Dome last year. They played the Bison in the 2nd round, and ACU needs that game for its playoff survival. It's November. What do you expect? On 2nd and 8, Peyton trying to step up into the pocket. Now he's going to pick it and run. Finally wrestled to the ground. Harris did a nice job on the tackle. And it's going to be third down.
Yeah, you're right. Nice job there by DJ Harris, the corner from Youngstown State, to just hang on here from Cole Payton.
It's a good way to put it.
Once again, looked like he was going to maybe break that one, get to the sideline. Nice tackle there from Harris. I go back to your point. There's always one of those days, one of those weekends where you can't explain it. It just seems like for whatever reason, everyone's on upset alert. And it seems like we are there today on November 1st.
It's like college football is the best. Just you never know what's going to happen. 2 minutes to go here in the third. On a 3rd and 5. Peyton flushed here. Penalty flag. This is likely a hold. He's evading on a wait. Float down the field. Tipped. That's intercepted by Youngstown State. Came into the waiting arms of Preston Zandier. But there's a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, and that's going to be against North Dakota State. That's going to be a hold. This one's going to stand.
Holding, offense number 75. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, interception. First down, Youngstown State.
And that's the 3rd straight game that Peyton has thrown an interception here, just trying to make a play. And it ends up being a turnover, Kyle.
And it's one you obviously can't put that on the quarterback. Comes off the knee of DJ Scott. I mean, that's one, obviously he has no idea, but you know it's a hold. Just throw it away.
Right,
I mean,
that's exactly
from a coach up in the box, I'm saying just throw it away. Obviously he doesn't know. He's just trying to make a play. And hey, I mean, we've seen everything else in this game. Why not another ball off the running back's knee, bounces in, another interception.
Well, and that's what Youngstown State needed here, because the Bison had flipped it. I was going to say in terms of time of possession, they had the footballs. We get another penalty flag being thrown in here before the snap. If you're Youngstown looking for any little spark, here you go.
Well, we just said it's one of those days, one of those weekends. It's just, I don't think any game is over. I mean,
Ball start. Offense number 64.
Especially the way this game has gone. You just never know what play is going to be that one that shifts the momentum.
That is the 7th penalty against the Penguins. Again,
that's been
if you want to come in here and win this game, you cannot do that.
Yeah, it's been a huge part of it. That, the kickoff return for a touchdown for NDSU and the turnover. And then the penalties.
So they back him up here to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 15 from the 30. Delayed handoff will go to Gilbert. He's dragging Kopp with him as he gets out to the 33 and picked up 3.
Yeah, and this is another one of those runs. You can look at all the action going on in that backfield. You got offensive lineman pulling. You got Flash Wilson motioning into the backfield, and then kind of orbit motioning out to the other side. That's what I talked about earlier in this ball game. Your eyes have to be on point. You have to know your key. And you have to know when things move, how does that affect me? A nice job there by NDSU.
2nd down and 12 as we near a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bison up by 12. Brungard will go over the middle. That's hauled in on the reception there. Woolen in on the tackle as Gilbert came up with the pick, or the reception.
Yeah, soft zone coverage here from NDSU, and I like the decision by Bo Brungard. Don't force anything downfield. Just take the check down. You had 1st and 15 after the penalty. Just take what you can get. Gilbert, nice job of making the adjustment there to come up with the reception.
Here's a 3rd down and 6. Almost in the same spot they just were before they punted the ball away. Under half a minute left in the 3rd. Brungard flushed by Anene. Will go down the field. Got a man that's hauled into the reception. That's a 1st down. Hensley comes up with it at the 34-yard line.
And this is what other teams have to feel going against Cole Payton. Watch, I mean, Toby Anene is completely free. He beats his man completely clean, and Bo Brungard just, ho-hum, I'll just take a nice sidestep and get a nice big completion down the field.
Final play of the quarter. Brungard over the middle. Hensley's got it on a slant inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 18, and that's going to take us to the final frame here at the Dome on this first Saturday in November. Youngstown State is on the move. At the end of 3, it's North Dakota State 35, Youngstown State 23. 4th quarter is coming up. You're watching Bison football on WDAY. Fourth quarter. Inside Gate City Bank Field at the Fargo Dome with Kyle Emanuel, Sam Getzinger, our great crew. I'm Dom Izzo. What a weird game we've had here today. Bison lead is 35-23. Youngstown State into the ready red zone with a first down at the Bison 17-yard line, trailing by 12. Brungard will keep it here on first down. Not much there. Staling was in the area. It'll bring up a second down. Let's go downstairs to Sam.
With Youngstown State quarterback Bo Brungard at the conference media day at the beginning of the year, and I asked him what's different about this Penguins offense this year, and he said the biggest difference is our offensive coordinator, first-year guy Mike Yursich, former quarterback. These two have developed a really good bond and has allowed Bo to see the game differently this season and play at a different level, and we're seeing that different level here today.
Brungard was an all-Valley performer last year as an all-purpose player. He's a quarterback and then some. He lost a yard on that play, so it's 2nd and 11 from the 18. Brungard's got a wide open room here. Tries to get to the outside. He's going to get there. Can he get in for the touchdown? No, they say out of bounds at the 1. Boy, he read that perfectly.
You know, without a doubt. I mean, they empty it out. NDSU brings pressure off the side. Again, they pick it up, do a nice job. Now they get right back up to the line of scrimmage and trying to punch this one in.
On a 1st and goal from the 1. Brungard. Can he get there? Touchdown, Youngstown State. They take advantage of the pick and turn it into 6.
Okay, I mean, anytime you get down in the red zone, Bo Brungard's such a threat with his legs. There's a reason why he has as many rushing touchdowns as he does. And I'll go back to that play before, Dom. You know, again, recognizing pressure, picking it up. I think this offensive line has done a phenomenal job compared to a week ago of picking up some of these pressures from NDSU. And then you have the team spread out, and he just recognized it, took off. Cole Payton-esque in the way that he was kind of able to weave and get to the sideline and then set up the touchdown score right there.
I know Bison fans have left. I can't figure that out. We're in a dynamite game here as Latofska to attempt the extra point. It is up and good. In just 1:06 into the fourth quarter, the Penguins are within 5. We got a timeout. 13:54 to go in the game. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great finish coming. It's 35-30. Bison football on WDY is brought to you by Shields. Be sure to stop by Shields for all your hunting needs this fall. Youngstown State takes the Cole Payton interception, turns it into a touchdown. 7 plays, 65 yards. They take 2:53 off the clock. Bo Brungard with a rushing touchdown, his 16th rushing score of the year to make this 35-30 as Williams, will take it out of the end zone. Got a little bit of a crease here. Almost ran up the back of one of his own blockers. This time he's brought down at about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Bison offense will go to work, and suddenly a very important drive here.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm curious how they react. Now, we've really only seen North Dakota State have to play a four-quarter game once, right? Illinois State, that was 18-16 going into the fourth. They obviously responded the way they needed to. I believe they 14-0 in that fourth quarter, but to start this one, Youngstown State now starts with a touchdown. Let's see how this team reacts, especially offensively. Again, it's haven't been the 1 3 and out, and a turnover have really been the only stop so far for NDSU defensively. You got to feel, if you're Cole Payton in this offense, you got to find a way to stay on the field and get some kind of points out of this.
See that total yardage disparity as well. Though in fact the Bison got 2 short fields to score touchdowns, but still under 250 yards. Here in the flat to Bryce Lance. Lance gets up the sideline for his haul down right. Maybe made a touchdown saving tackle to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, once again, DJ Harris hangs on. I like this action. You see everything going away from you. Looks like a run all day long, and now you get one-on-one. Fortunate for Youngstown State that DJ Harris is able to hang on there. Look out, Bryce Lance was off to the races.
It's a gain there of 13 for Bryce, and I mentioned earlier, had a quiet start, now up to 4 for 63 yards on the day. From the 37-yard line. Little play action here. Payton in trouble. Shakes out of that. Now we'll try to get up the field, get out of bounds. Probably going to lose a couple yards here at the 35.
You can see Youngstown State not fooled by this bootleg action. Guess who? Once again, Carson Marshall, number 5, right there. Again, I think this has been something Doug Phillips said, game plan. Hey, if there's a bootleg, we're going to send someone upfield more often than not, and we'll kind of concede a run that hits off the table, so to speak. We're not going to let number 9 get outside.
Most points the Bison have given up in a game since last year's national championship. They gave up 32, obviously, to Montana State that night in January in Frisco. 2nd and 13. This play going nowhere. They read that perfectly, and Payton gets swallowed up. Lost about 5 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, miscommunication. You see, he turns one way, Barika's the other way. That's one where he turns left. Barika's on his right. I don't know if just didn't know where he was or if Barika's on the wrong side. Obviously, that's going to go to both guys. There was someone not understanding what the play was, and now you find yourself in a massive hole.
That's exactly what Youngstown State was looking for. 3rd and 18 now from the Bison 29. They've got to get out to the 47-yard line. Payton flushes here to the left, waiting, throws down the field. That's caught. Nelson and a first down. Raja came all the way back, took a huge shot, and it's a first down.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's no one open downfield. I mean, they're plastered, right? It's man-to-man. There's no one. He's rolling to his right. Obviously, a left-handed quarterback. Not an easy throw, but a tough catch to come up with, too, as Raja Nelson takes a shot right there.
So did Cole.
Yeah, exactly. Nice job, smart there by Mike Wells to kind of lay off there so he doesn't get thrown for a penalty, but great play there by Nelson and Payton.
Unbelievable. He did that so many times, especially in the national championship game last year, to make some big receptions on a 3rd down.
Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds. The game clock will start on my signal.
It was good for 26 yards. And again, if you're Youngstown, like, we had it.
Right.
Got to get off the field there.
Yeah, we'll see what what this drive results in, but that could potentially be a backbreaker when you get 3rd and 18.
Now from the Penguin 45. Again, little bubble screen to Bryce Lance. He'll get a couple yards here. He gets out of bounds to the 43.5-yard line.
Yeah, Youngstown State does a nice job of rallying to this, but again, he does a nice job of getting out his hands so quickly. That doesn't look like much, but you get 2 yards right there. But again, Youngstown State kind of ready for it that time after what we saw in the first play of the drive.
2nd down and 8, clock running with 10:40 remaining in the ball game from the Penguin 43. Handed off to Barika Penu. Tries to get to the outside, and he did there. Boy, that play looked like it was going to get swallowed up. He ended up getting about 3 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Marshall was in on the stop.
Yeah, Cameron Cunningham, number 8, does a nice job of getting penetration right there into the backfield. You're right, though, Dom. It looked like he's one broken tackle away from turning that into a big gain. Nice job of getting cut down there by that Penguin defense.
Well, after converting there on 3rd and 18, 3rd and 5 seems kind of ho-hum. Bison on the day are 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. You look at our First Western Bank down in distance on a 3rd and 5. 5 minutes gone in the 4th. Peyton waiting again. This time he is going to take off. He's got another first down. Spins, picks up another couple yards. Took a shot and gets to the 29-yard line.
Well, I was just going to say, watch for a spy here from Youngstown State. And that's exactly what they had. See 33 right there. I mean, he's spying him all day, and he still just finds a way to get away from it. And how about the spin here? Just throws just throw a shoulder at him. Usually not going to be good enough. Dayton Hodge just kind of throwing the shoulder. And once again, Cole Payton works his 3rd down magic.
Preston Zandier had him.
That's right.
And just how many times we said that this season about trying to wrap up number 9.
Basically staring each other in the face. He's still able to get to the outside.
Gain of 11 on that run when they needed 5. Penu up the gut. Barica breaks through. Just a shoestring tackle away from a 4th touchdown. Big time run. It was Hickey that saved the touchdown.
Yeah, take a look at this right there. I mean, how does he find it? Again, patience, right? There's nothing there initially. Does a nice job of kind of just dancing around there in the backfield and waiting for a lane to open up. Nice patience there from Barica Penu and a nice first down gain.
You can see he badly wanted that one. Bison into the red zone here with a first down at the Youngstown 11-yard line. Clock running with 8.5 to go in the game. They'll go on the jet sweep to Jackson Williams. He meanders his way down to the 5-yard line, was able to pick up 6. Got an injury here right along the Bison sideline. We'll take a timeout with 8:21 to go in the 4th quarter. The Bison are driving and leading 35-30. That's Youngstown DN Mike Wells, one of their best defenders, getting helped off the field. You saw it right down in a heap there, Kyle. Looked like he was grabbing up by his eyes after the play. We were looking at a couple replays during the break that it may have taken a shot in the eye or poked in the eye, something of that nature.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, Jackson Williams, basically his full body weight came down on top of him, but then you're right, he was grabbing his eye. They immediately put a towel over his face. Not sure exactly what happened there, but obviously hoping the best for Mike Wells.
So out of the timeout, it's a 2nd down and 5 from the Youngstown 6. Bison get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. Harrison Lance to the top of your screen. Kind of pointing from each side of the line of scrimmage here. Peyton into the flat for Penu. Got wrapped up almost immediately. Knocked out of bounds and picked up maybe a yard. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Tackle was made by Zandier.
That was a weird sequence there. You're right. Bunch of pointing on both sides, and all resulted in just nice play there by Zandier. He was all over that running back route to the flat there.
Now again, the Bison get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. It's 3rd and 4 from the Penguin 5. They're changing the play. You can hear at the line of scrimmage. Peyton flushed here. Can he get in on his own? Wrapped up almost immediately. No, he's still at his feet. Now driving the pile forward and somehow got a couple yards out of that. And it's going to be 4th down. What a wild sequence.
Watch Dathan Hickey, number 11. I mean, watch him run him down. A great job there. But then how it's Cole. I mean, this is, reminiscent of what Jackson Williams did almost on that kick return. It actually makes now the decision for Coach Polasek. If he gets tackled immediately, now it's okay. Maybe we just kick the field goal. Now you got a 4th and short, and as you mentioned, can get a 1st down without getting into the end zone.
All right, so it's 4th down and 2. Again, the Bison get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown here. Eating that clock up in the process. 6.5 to go in the game. Big sequence here. Do they snap it? And a timeout taken by Polasek with 1 second on the play clock.
Timeout, North Dakota State, their 1st of the half.
Now obviously if you kick it, you're up by a score. And Youngstown would need the 2-pointer to tie.
Yeah, that's the decision here. Do you want to go up to 2 scores? Are you content going up 8? The way this ball game, obviously you want to be up 2 scores, especially the way this ball game has gone and the way that the Youngstown offense has been able to operate.
What would you do here?
I think I take the field goal.
Okay.
Because like you said, now it's 1 score, but like you just said, I mean, it's you got to get a touchdown. And okay, now I get another chance on the 2-point conversion. I like that. I like that if I'm, NDSU defensively. It's not just a touchdown and extra point. It's got to be, you got to be able to get the 2-point conversion as well. And it
this
looks
drive,
like,
by the way, sorry, Kyle, has gone over 7 minutes in length.
Well, it's been huge. Yeah, and it looks like Coach Polasek is going to do just that, kick the field goal. Yeah, I mean, either way, you don't get in the end zone, but what a monster drive to burn some clock.
Right.
Pick up some key 3rd downs and stay on the field.
Well, the biggest one is obviously the 3rd and 18 to Nelson that went for 26. So Ozick is in to attempt here basically an extra point. This is a 21-yard field goal attempt. Snap down, kick up, and Ozick bangs it through, and NDSU has extended its lead. 6:20 to go in the game. New score reads NDSU 38, Youngstown State 30. 38-30, North Dakota State with the lead. As you look at our Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap. Drive of the game there, Kyle. 12 plays, 73 yards, takes 7:25 off the clock. Eli Ozick drills a 21-yarder. That drive happened thanks to a 3rd and 18 conversion from Peyton to Raja Nelson that kept the Bison on the field.
Yeah, a couple different times he worked his 3rd down magic to stay on the field. Obviously want to end that with a touchdown, but either way, at least NDSU get some points on the board.
There's a late fair catch signal there by Wilson, as Youngstown State will start at the 25-yard line. That's a good sign there. You see Mike Wells up and about after what looked like a scary play with him coming off the field. Reminder, when we wrap things up, we'll select the Nodak Insurance Company Player of the Game. We'll do that as we wrap up on this first Saturday, November. Bison can call for an offside penalty on the kickoff. So that's going to add 5.
You know, I thought they were close a couple different times. Obviously, we're not right down the line. Thought they were close a couple different times, and they get flagged for it.
Of course, the Bison will be on the road next week, Kyle. The Alara Center in Grand Forks, and that game suddenly took on a whole other meaning with UND's loss today to South Dakota. We'll break it all down on Bison Postgame Live coming up afterwards on WDAY+. We're not done here, though. 6:20 to go. Penguin ball. They'll go on the jet sweep to Wilson, trying to get to the edge. He's able to get out of bounds, got a couple. So they'll mark him out at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and I thought Shadimi Alfaro, if he just stays outside just a little bit longer, I know it's so hard. You're sitting there holding on a block for so long, but if he just stays outside right here, just run outside, and you get maybe a tackle for loss instead of a 4-yard gain.
It's a gain of 4 for Wilson. Makes it 2nd down and 6. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. Brungard, does he have an alley? He's got an edge, wrapped up out of bounds. He's got a 1st down out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 7.
Oh, this is that Delta formation. We've seen NDSU run before, and again, it's going to switch what your run fit is going to be. So now you get 2 guys to the 2nd level. Logan Kopp almost makes an unbelievable play coming off the block, but Bo Brungard is a tough guy to bring down, shakes off the tackle and moves the chains.
It's pretty close to a late hit as well there. He was almost out of bounds. Bison may have caught a break there. 1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. The folks that are stuck around, it's still a ball game here as they'll hand it off on 1st down. Staling able to wrap up on right. Bison front 7 are shorthanded here as Logan Larson, we saw him limp off, is out of this game with a knee injury.
Well, good job by Keenan Wilson as well. Him and Nathaniel Staling combining on that tackle. Keenan Wilson fighting through a double team. You see Logan Larson. Yeah, I mean, this is a game you're probably thinking Jackson Dudenheffer, we're just going to throw you out there for a couple of plays, and now, hey, you're thrust into action. We got to have you.
It's a 2nd down and 8 from the 44. Brungard surveys over the middle, tipped incomplete, in and out of the hands of Solomon, and it's going to be 3rd and long. That's just a play you got to make.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those, kind of really on both sides of the ball for both teams. We see kind of some crossing routes. Brungard goes from the one option back to the middle, a little bit behind him, but if he catches that, now you just got a 3rd and short. Just a little off target, and Solomon unable to come up with a catch.
The Penguins are 3 of 7 on 3rd downs in the game. Bison crowd that's here is roaring, and 4:32 to go. Brungard will keep it on a QB run. Nothing there, sniffed out by the Bison defense. Shadimi Alfaro was the first there, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, great job by Shadimi Alfaro coming up in run support. I thought they got Kelton McCaslin a little bit. Looked like they were going to get the edge. And this is what I was talking about the play before. Just stay outside. Exactly what he does right there. Keeps contained. Forces a punt, it looks like.
Yeah,
from
are you surprised by that?
You still got 3 timeouts. The 2-minute timeout also, you got to factor that in. You're only down 1 score, so you're thinking if I can get a stop here, I'm still going to have plenty of time. But obviously a couple 1st downs, and now NDSU can kind of milk this one away. It's tough.
Just I thought where they were on the field, Kyle, lended itself to maybe going for it. As Kilpatrick punts this for the 2nd time in this game, that's going to take a Bison bounce and a half. and be down at the 17-yard line. So North Dakota State will get the football back with 3:47 to go. As Kyle mentioned, the Penguins have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout coming.
I think that's one, based on the play design, 3rd and long, you run it, you're thinking, okay, we get 5-6 yards here. I'm gonna go for it. Instead, you'll lose a couple, and now it kind of forces Doug Phillips' hand. Now I'm in a tough position because I don't get it here. I basically can. Ball game's almost over at that point. If NDSU moves the ball at all, they get a field goal. Now it's a 2-score game. Instead, you kind of secure that it's 1 score. Trust your defense a little bit. Try and come up with a stop.
Tip of the hat to the Penguins. This has been an impressive performance from them. No matter how this turns out. Bison ball at their own 17-yard line. Barika Penu on 1st down. Just runs right up the gut. Gets a couple of yards for the tackle made by Jackson.
Timeout.
And Youngstown spends its first timeout.
First of the half, 30-second timeout.
This is where it's. I love these types of battles at this point in the ball game. Obviously, the ball game in general, but now it's always talk about the trenches, and it's almost too cliche to talk about every single game. Well, the key to the game is the trenches, because it is every single game. But this is where it's. I'm going to run the ball. You know I'm going to run the ball. Who's going to win?
A couple of finals have come in. We showed you the one in Vermillion. It's gone final in Brookings. Indiana State has beaten South Dakota State in Brookings 24-12.
Wow.
Just off the top of my head, that might be the Sycamores' biggest win since they beat the Bison here in 2012.
It very well might be, especially.
Monster win.
I mean, it's a big win regardless, but as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, to do it there, well, they had a 33-game home winning streak up until last week. Now you go down to Brookings.
Wow, that is.
You beat South Dakota State. I don't care who's in at quarterback. That's a massive upset.
Suddenly you think of this now. The Jackrabbits have South Dakota in Vermillion
and all
next
of a sudden
week.
they look alive.
And then they go to Grand Forks as well. Buckle up, baby. It's November football. 2nd down and 7 to DJ Scott. Not much there. Out to the 22-yard line. For Ijaya got him on the stop. Youngstown will spend its second timeout.
Their second of the half.
And only about 20 seconds of game time have come off the clock here, if that.
Yeah, they've so far they've done what they needed to do. Now if I'm NDSU, I'm throwing the ball, or I'm opening up the playbook.
Okay.
If I'm Coach Polasek, I'm saying, hey, Dan Larson, the playbook is yours. Now there is also the mindset of, hey, let's force them to burn their final timeout. Or at the very least, if they don't want to, we're going to burn some clock and just run the ball and see what happens. I always like in this situation, be aggressive. You get another 1st down, that much more time, you can burn off the clock. I always like, now, Youngstown State's done a nice job for the most part having a spy on Cole Payton, but if you can somehow get him out on the edge, give him that 2-way go, run-pass option, I always love that in these 3rd and 5 type situations.
Bison are 6 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. They came in 4th in the country at that. That stat's not going down today. 4 wide receivers in the game on 3rd down and 5. Payton will throw to Nelson, who's got another 1st down. Mr. Automatic.
I think Cole Payton saw this right away. Just the way that the Penguin defense was lined up, it looked like the slant. You had so many guys right up along the line of scrimmage. You knew you were going to get man-to-man on the outside. You just could have called it from up here. You're going to get a Raja Nelson slant, a Bryce Lance slant. Just such a tough route. You see a good look at it right there. Such a tough route to defend one-on-one in man coverage when you have no help in the inside.
I want to say, of his 4 receptions, I believe 3 of them have gone for 1st downs here. Double check that stat, but that's a huge conversion there. Bison now 7 of 11 on 3rd downs. And the clock running out to the 32-yard line. Back to Barika Penu on 1st down as he spun down to the ground on the tackle. Hodge was in there.
Timeout.
So Youngstown will spend its final timeout here, Kyle, with 2:42, knowing the clock will stop at the 2-minute mark.
Right, and that's why that 1st down obviously was so huge, because now they burn their final timeout. After this play, you're going to be able to run it down, right around that 2-minute timeout. And now, even if you have to punt, they're going to get the ball back. Now, 1st downs obviously will stop the clock. Getting out of bounds will stop the clock, but it's going to have to be full 2-minute mode for Youngstown State if they're able to get the ball back.
Heck of a ball game here this afternoon. North Dakota State outgained here by Youngstown, 368 to 326. All I'll say is this: however Youngstown finishes this season, if they make it, this is a scary team simply because of what their quarterback can do.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that's the talk coming into this one. That's what I was telling everyone. I mean, you come to the game, watch the game, whatever you want to do, because especially with Cole Payton on the other side as well, Bo Brungard, Cole Payton, this is football at its finest, especially the quarterback play.
There's a gain of 2 for Pennu on first down from the 34-yard line. They'll keep it on with DJ Scott. Another shoestring tackle from Youngstown State. Gets out to the 39 and picked up 5, and the clock running.
And now if you're able to pick up the first down now, obviously stop after this, or stop right here for the 2-minute timeout. You get that first down and milk the clock all the way down.
Game down will be over then. And they will not have to snap the ball here prior to the 2-minute timeout. So the next play will decide if Youngstown has a chance or not. 2 minutes to go in this one from the Dome. A 3rd and 3 coming up. When we come back, it's North Dakota State 38, Youngstown State 30. 3rd and 3 coming up. We come back. Third down and 3. Here's the game for Youngstown State. If they can make a stop, they'll get the football back. Buys to get a first down, they can kneel this out. 3rd and 3 from the 39-yard line. Payton will keep it. Can he get there? No! Youngstown State makes a stop. The Penguins come through. It was Hodge breaking through, and it's going to be 4th down. And Youngstown State will get the football back, but with no timeouts remaining.
Yeah, everyone at the line of scrimmage, they're selling out. They're basically saying, if you want to throw it one-on-one, we'll give you that opportunity, but we are not letting you run this for a first down. We were talking in the break. Tough decision, right? Do you open up the playbook? First down ends the game. 3rd and 3. I actually like the call. I would have put the ball in Cole Payton's hands as well. That's just an unbelievable play by this Penguin defense.
Marshall was in there gang tackle style for the Penguins. So Bickerton will punt from his 25. Line drive kick. Wilson will let it bounce at the 10-yard line. Got swallowed up there. Lost some precious seconds as well. 1:03 remaining. No timeouts for Youngstown State. They've got to go about 76 yards, excuse me.
Here we go. I mean, we've wanted to see a game like this again. See how does NDSU respond in the fourth quarter? You see this crowd getting up. I haven't had a drive like this in quite a while. Where ball game on the line.
No timeouts remaining. The ball was actually spotted at the 20. They've got to go 80 yards and get a 2-point play. Brungar will slip this out on a screen to Wilson. Then they keep him in bounds. The ball was fumbled. NDSU recovered. They say he was down. They say he will be down, but the clock is running.
Runner was down. The ruling on the field, the runner was down.
Precious seconds ticking off here for Youngstown. It was a gain of 3.
They're gonna look
now
at
they're
it.
going to stop play here to see if they're going to take a look at that, Kyle.
I was wondering with how fast Youngstown State's going.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down prior to fumbling the ball. The previous play is under further review.
I was wondering if a replay booth up here, Chris Rossini was even going to have a chance. Let's take a look at this one. Runs into his own guy. Might have had something going. Let's see. Puts his head down once again.
Got to get the clock.
Oh, that ball's out.
That ball is out 100%. Let's see. Is there a clean recovery? Yes,
there is.
Zach
Vanderpool
that
was
might
there.
Be the ball game.
That is a fumble.
I think this game is over.
That was clear as crystal,
yes,
that replay angle.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I didn't hear a whistle.
I didn't either.
Up here.
I don't think anyone knew. I think it was kind of last second. The referee's like, okay, I think he was down. Great job of buzzing down and trying to get this one correct, because that is about as clear as can get. That ball is out.
Again, it was just a matter if they said his progress had stopped.
You're right. That's a good point. And I haven't, like you said,
Shadimi Alfaro hits
Keenan
him.
Wilson, right? Yeah, or Shadimi Alfaro. It's kind of tough to tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Either way, that is a fumble and that is a recovery.
Vanderpool clearly recovered it. Now it's just a matter if they're going to say his forward progress had been stopped. Again, I didn't hear a whistle
yeah,
up
I
here.
think that's got to be called on the field.
They called it a completed pass. You can see the Bison defense is celebrating out here that this is going to be their ball.
It's taking a while,
Yes.
that is the part that, what exactly are they looking at?
Unless they're trying to determine when the ball will be spotted if the Bison did recover it, but John Shea is on the horn here with Chris Rossini. Tim Polisic certainly thinks it's Bison ball.
Well, if this is the way it ends, Dom, it's kind of fitting. The ball game that we've had.
Again, another look.
Play like this. Ball out.
Yeah, that's a fumble there. Here we go. John Shea's going to tell us.
After further review, the runner fumbled the ball prior to being down. It'll be North Dakota State's ball at the 23-yard line, first down. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 56 seconds.
That must have been what they were talking about, is how much time was left there. What a play by the Bison defense. And a really tough day for Flash Wilson. 2 huge fumbles in this game.
You're right. It's tough for a player of his caliber. Obviously the inexplicable ball off of his face mask on the kickoff. And now that one, that's one, if he doesn't run into his own offensive lineman, who knows what happens there. But it's almost, we saw him, how many times we see him put his head down and try and fight for extra yards, which you value, right? You want that out of your player, but kind of ended up hurting him right there.
Well, Bison fans, the team was wondering when they were going to get a true fourth quarter game. It happens here in game number 9 of this season. Bison defense forces 2 turnovers. They get a special teams touchdown. Had a little bit of everything here today, but they're going to maintain their unbeaten record and will be the only team left unbeaten in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. As Cole Payton kneels us out, the Bison are going to be 9-0 here in 2025 after gutting out a win over a very game Youngstown State Penguin team.
And as we talked about, there's going to be games like this, no matter what. Now, people are going to ask questions after how NDSU's played this year and how dominant they've been. Some people think the sky is falling. We gave up 30 points, but there's going to be games like this throughout a season, no matter what, especially playing in the Missouri Valley. Credit Youngstown State, credit Bo Brungard, a phenomenal football player, and what they were able to do today. Just at the end of the day, just too many mistakes for Youngstown State.
The Nodak Insurance Company player of the game. Speaking of special teams, it's that guy. Another one from Omaha, Nebraska. This one, Jackson Williams, the 100-yard kickoff return after Youngstown State cut it to 21-17. He burst it. He should have been tackled about 5 times and somehow returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, this is just an incredible individual effort. Like, again, he stretched it too far. There's nothing there. And then kind of right there, you see the Youngstown State guy kind of pushed him forward.
And somehow got down the sidelines. Again, every time Youngstown State thought they had a chance to get into this game, the Bison had a response.
Thank you for your attendance today and your support.
You see
of the NCAA
Polasek
Bison.
with a handshake for Bo Brungard, and now a handshake for our guy Sam Getzinger. Sam, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Coach, that final play there, the forced fumble, what can you say about that in that gritty fourth quarter?
Well, we talked and coached it at halftime. Like, I thought it was going to be hard to slow them down. I mean, we just needed to create and cultivate a takeaway, and that would be the difference. And we got a stop on the previous series, and then we didn't close it out the way we want to. But to get that to happen right there with 12, they weren't out of it.
The big question throughout the season is, what is this team going to do when stuff hits the fan? And there was adversity throughout the game. How did your team respond all throughout the 4 quarters here?
Yeah, I mean, we said it all week, right? And we've been talking about these opponents being good. That was a good football team that we knew we'd be challenged. I really liked the heart of this football team, and the response was good.
You just had a moment with Bo Brungard. He presented a unique challenge. What can you say about his play and how you guys handled him?
Well, he might be short in stature, but that's a strong kid that plays really fast, made some unbelievable plays in the scramble drill. I think he's one of the best football players in our conference for sure.
Is it a positive to play a tight game like this at this point in the season?
Yeah, for sure. But that, we're not preaching, hey, blow people out. And so I just liked our responses, period. If you go back to Illinois State, I really liked the way we came out of the tunnel against South Dakota State. And to have to play the full 60 here is really beneficial for us.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Don, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Youngstown State ends up outgaining North Dakota State 371 to 327. You've had a bunch of these games as well, where you got to grind it out, and you guys end up going on and winning. That happened here today.
It's a belief, right? I think this team has that. And again, all the credit in the world to Youngstown State, but it's when things are going well, when you're winning football games, it's almost just this mindset that something right is going to happen. Someone's going to make a play. I don't know where it's going to happen or when. And there was a lot of them out here today, obviously highlighted by that fumble at the end. But that's what good teams do. They find ways to win. Maybe when you don't have your fastball right working, you find a way to win, and that's what North Dakota State did here today.
Sam is standing by with the player of the game in Jackson Williams.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Jackson Williams is our Nodak Insurance player of the game. A tight one here today, Jackson. What was it like playing in a game like this at home?
It was a great environment here at home. The fans really got behind us, and that 12th man really helped us get big stops on defense, and then, we were just able to make plays with the crowd behind our backs here.
Special teams really made the difference today, and you were a big part of that. How special is this group on the special teams unit?
We do everything 110% on the special teams unit. We've been queuing in the last couple of weeks that, we've been 8 for 11, 9 for 11, 10 for 11, and we finally got it to be 11 for 11, everyone making their play on special teams, and it was just great to see.
Take me through your kick return touchdown. It looked like you ran 170 yards to get the score. What was going through your head?
First of all, I didn't know if I was going to take it out or not because we're, left return, got it way on the right side, and then I get all the way over to the sideline, and I think I'm going to go out, spin back in, and I don't think everyone was paying attention on their end. So then after I got past the kicker, I was just thinking, don't get caught. My legs are heavy right now. So don't get caught, and that's just kind of what happened there. I didn't, so.
Congratulations on this one. Thanks, Jackson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don, back up to you.
Sam, he was an outstanding baseball player, which he told me his ability to track down fly balls makes it really good on kick return. Saw that today.
Oh, boy, did we. I'm glad Sam asked the question because I was wondering the same thing. Was that one where, Carlton Littlejohn, the special teams coordinator, said, hey, bring it out no matter what. We like what we saw here. Or was it just a decision? It sounds like it was a decision that he made. And, again, it was one of those, I don't know if that was the right decision. Yes, it was. Absolutely. He made a play.
Fun football game here today at the Fargo Dome. Let's go through the scores of the day around the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And if you're just joining us, it has been a wild day. Those two scores alone are absolute stunners for different reasons. UND loses its first Valley game of the season. South Dakota saved its bacon. They couldn't lose. They would have 5 losses. That's a huge win for Aiden Bauman's team.
I mean, I've been I've voiced it multiple times. I'm not high on South Dakota. I did not think they were a very good football team. I thought UND would go in there and handle him no problem. Kaminsky throws 2 interceptions, just kind of not a day that you'd expect to see from him. UND had all kinds of mistakes, and hey, credit South Dakota. They keep fighting, keep those playoff hopes alive.
Credit Indiana State. They go and win for the first time ever in Brookings, and the Jackrabbit offense, again without Chase Mason, they have scored a total of 19 points in the last 2 games.
I don't know what to make of this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I came away from that game last week that NDSU is really good, but also I don't know how good this South Dakota State team is. And obviously without Chase Mason, and we saw a couple of injuries that they had a week ago, I didn't know what to make of them. I mean, they had beaten Montana State on the road. Like, thought this was one of the best teams in the country. Now I don't know what to think of them.
A couple other scores here before we sign off on this Saturday. Illinois State suddenly rising up in the standings. The Redbirds, who lost to this Youngstown State team, get a nice win over Northern Iowa. And Abilene Christian is leading the number 2 ranked team in the country, and Tarleton State by 10 in the 4th quarter. The amount of unbeaten teams in the country may be down to 2 when the day is over.
My Montana and NDSU. I mean, this was a game. Abilene Christian coming off a bye. I think it was homecoming there. They were fine. That's a team that's tough to figure out. They were 4-4 coming into this one. I think they're like good enough to beat anyone in the country.
Yeah.
They also have some head scratchers. They obviously got some things together today.
All right, let's update standings here in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. With a Bison win now, they can clinch a share of the Valley Championship with a win next week in Grand Forks.
They beat North Dakota. They beat Northern Iowa the next week, and they are obviously. I mean, they went out. They're the conference champions. But you're right. They can clinch a berth, right? Because only can have 2 losses after that. So.
Remember that last game was a non-conference game with
Correct.
St. Thomas to wrap up the regular season. UND now in second alone. And South Dakota, we both left them for dead. They've got 2 monster games coming up. They have the Jackrabbits at Vermillion next week, and then they end the season on the road against Southern Illinois.
Yeah, and I would have thought South Dakota State would have been a huge favorite in that ballgame.
Yeah,
now, like I
not
just
anymore.
said, I don't know anymore. That one might be a dynamite game as well.
And now Youngstown State's got to basically win out. With the loss here today, the Penguins have to win their final 3 if they want to make the postseason, which is not out of the realm of possibility considering what we saw happen here today. They got a biggie with SIU coming next
week.
week.
Southern Illinois, they got Indiana State, and they got Northern Iowa. Obviously, winnable games, all 3 of them. So they're going to have to play well against Southern, and probably have to play well against Indiana State the way that what they showed out here today.
Speaking of big games, next Saturday, join us from Grand Forks, North Dakota State and North Dakota. Our coverage begins with Bison game day at 10 a.m. from the Alaris Center, and then another renewal between the Bison and the Fighting Hawks. We hit the air at 12:50 with kickoff at 1. Remember, the last time we were up there, UND scored nearly half 100 on the Bison. Should be a dynamite atmosphere next week from Grand Forks. Final score in the game, North Dakota State 38, Youngstown State 30, and an absolute wild one here at the Fargo Dome this afternoon. Full highlights and reaction coming up on WDAY Sports at 6 and 10. For Kyle Emanuel, Sam Getzinger, our spotter Grant Hubbard, our great crew who had a busy night on Halloween yesterday producing football and doing this game here today. I'm Dom Izzo. Thanks so much for watching Bison football on WDAY. The Bison are 9-0 and off to Grand Forks. Enjoy the rest of your college football Saturday.
to it, but you can't spot a great team in the Fargo Dome like North Dakota State making those errors and, trying to get a statement win. Haven't believed